Yes, people, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, but more importantly, blue morning to you because, in fact, it is the Blue Morning Show. I hope you're all doing well, and I sincerely do mean that. Again, welcome back to another transfer show on a Chelsea perspective on the Blue Morning Show. Today, we have, as usual, we have quite a lot to talk about. We'll talk about Starling, we'll talk about PSG not willing to block Kimpembe's intention to leave the club. We have the incoming bid for Cristiano Ronaldo as rumored. We have the Ligt family, that is given a hint that he is about to leave Juventus, and a whole lot of other stuff. Remember, as the show progresses, those are in the chat ask questions, and we do talk about it. And some panelists also will come in with updates. If no panelist comes, the rest assured I will go solo, and it will still be fun. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Again, welcome back to the Transfer Watch on Chelsea Perspective. Excuse me. I hope you all are doing well. And I said, it's a tradition on Chelsea Perspective. I will first of all look at things we already have in the chat and say hello to the regulars and to some of the newcomers who already be there. And this is found of many topics. He says fifth to hit the like button. But bigger news from UK. Boris Johnson to resign as PM. Now, I've heard that news before. Did Fabrizio Romano say here we go yet on Sterling? He hasn't. He hasn't. And then again, that's why this is called Raheem Sterling announcement. Watch. That is part of the title. Says Raheem Sterling announced Chelsea announcement. Watch. We'll see what happens. Says not yet, not yet. Indeed, says Raphael Butko. Raphael Butko, I hope you're doing well. I hope things are well at your end. And also, Phantom, I hope you're doing well, brother. I hope things are well at your end. True Blue says no Starling confirmation, but Keith published so much for data theory. Yeah, it makes sense. That's again when in such situations people do come up with all sorts of explanation for why something hasn't happened, which is a way only which is natural with humans. It's another way for people to console themselves for not seeing things come up to fruition and become what they want it to be. So, True Blue, I hope you're doing well, brother, and thank you for all the support, always being here to support the channel. I do hope you're doing well. Chubi Kemo Willenza says, a good day, guys. Good day to you too. I hope you're doing well. And by the way, you start by saying blue morning. Good morning to you, Kachila. Good morning and blue morning to the queen of the house. I hope you're doing well, and I sincerely do hope so. Nice to see you around already. Good morning, bro. Good morning to you too. Says, hey, everyone. Hey, to you too. Rafael Botko said, big fan of your work. Greetings from Croatia. Nice to see you here, brother. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. I sincerely do appreciate you always being available to support the channel. That means the world to me. Morning, Just Viola from Tribute to Just Viola. Again, thank you very much, guys. We have 28 people watching already, and we have 17 likes, which means we can do better. We can get more likes than we already have in the chat. So please, if you haven't, take a second to like the video. Again, like I've always said every day, again, I'd rather you like the video than donating your hard-earned money to the channel, because the likes will do more for the channel. And that's first of all, you're supporting the channel by watching the video, by contributing in the chat, by commenting on the video when they're ready, or even watching without commenting or doing anything. But do like the video, please. The likes triggers the YouTube algorithm, and the YouTube algorithm will now push the video to people who'd be interested in this particular topic. And the more people will have, the more fun, and the more the channel will get to 4,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And we're really getting there. We're at 3,571 subscribers, so it's not far-fetched. I believe in a few days we will get there. So keep liking the video, people. OBA Nathaniel says, please, guys, hit the like button. Yes, keep liking the video, people. That will go a long way for the channel. And again, hi, Triblu says, okay, hope we can get the Sterling today. I hope that Judd Chukugiko, I hope that happens, but we'll see what happens. I guess, bro, we'll see what happens. Watching from India, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are well in that particular part of India where you are. Nice to see you around. Now, we'll get into the story right away. And the man of the day, you know, obviously is Raheem Sterling. Again, since last week, we heard that we've agreed, we've agreed the transfer fee with Manchester City. It turned out that in fact wasn't the truth. There were still some stuff left. And then yesterday again, we heard the news with agreed personal terms with the individual himself, which is Raheem Sterling, which sounded as if, okay, everything, that is it now. We're going to hear the club announce Raheem Sterling. And then it turned out what they phrased as there are still some final details to iron out. So again, that was why I and Ty, especially my brother Ty, also a fellow content creator with a good channel, I will try and share the link to his channel in the chat so that people can go check out his, subscribe immediately. Again, we said, me in particular said, I will, be that is cautiously optimistic about Raheem Sterling's deal, the Chelsea getting the deal over the line, because it's not done yet until the player puts pen to paper and we see an official announcement from the club, again, which hasn't happened, but signs are that Chelsea Football Club will get the deal over the line. Ty, your thoughts on the first of all, welcome to the channel again. My apologies for my bad manners for not asking you how you're doing. How are you doing, brother?
I'm trying to accept that there's a possibility that or something that you may discuss later on could be happening.
Yeah, the signs are that it's happening. Again, there's so much smoke. The smoke is so thick, you could tell, okay, this is what's going to happen. But again, that's no guarantee. And you also talked about it. Oh, you and I know John Michelovic took a picture with Silas Ferguson and ended up at Chelsea. William, we heard also, he had a medical already at Tottenham, but ended up joining Chelsea Football Club. So those things we must, should I say, tread carefully. But there's hope, and I want this one to happen, because if it happens, the floodgate will open. But like we've argued yesterday, the floodgate is slightly open at this point. Smash the like button, people. Yes, we already have 20 likes. Well, we're just 20 minutes into the show, so keep liking the video. I sincerely do appreciate that. Good morning, my Chelsea family, straight out from Jamaica. Again, I'm trying to learn how to pronounce your name, but Ebanks, how are you doing, brother? My Jamaican brother, I hope you're good. Yo, Ishaw Board says, Ishaw, it's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. Can we try and sign a signing from Bayern Munich with a player plus cash included, Werner? We don't know what the club are planning. Do I like signing? I liked him as a player, but there's a chance he isn't that same signing that we watched when he played for Manchester City. But we will get back to that in a bit. The breaking news: Boris Johnson to resign as PM to make the more important job of Chelsea FC director. Yeah, I get the joke. I get the joke. But yeah, he is planning to resign indeed. So yeah, if we don't assign the lead, who among these the youth trust as CBs? RLC, Sa, Chalobah, I see neither fit to keep the clean sheet we enjoyed when Tuchel came in. I trust Chalobah and I trust Sa in the back four. But then again, that's my argument. Ty, what do you think about this comment here, suggesting that we should sign Sane?
Um, uh, ooh, I mean, it all comes down to what formation you're going to be using. Because I think, in a sense, Sunday is more of a winger, and because of that, I'm not really sure. Then again, I mean, he can play there because I think he can play as an we call it attacking midfielder and as a winger because I'm pretty sure that at Bayern Munich they play a 4-2, which means that you have to play as an AM, and I'm sure that for Germany he also has to play there as well. So I think it could work. It's just about the price tag that would be it. But I just I'm not sure if Bayern Munich would accept a player swap though because they aren't really looking for that, and especially Werner. I mean, people say that it's what's his name again? Crap.
The coach?
Yeah, the coach. What's his name? Nagelsmann. People say it's
Yeah,
Nagelsmann.
Julian Nagelsmann. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't know. I mean, Sonny's been good, but he's never been the greatest.
Yeah, since he went to Bayern, it looks like his career, he was you could argue he isn't able to replicate his form at Manchester City. So, but because probably he will come on the cheap, that's why people are suggesting we go for him. So I'm not sure it would be a good decision. But if the manager, again, if every time we talk about it, but any player at this point, I would say if the manager wants him, again, I will not argue against that because we've all called for the club to sign him, and I have my brother IBZ in the house, bro. How you think?
How far? How far, bro?
I know if you complain, I can't complain, brother. Nice to have you again. I thank you for always finding time to, join the panel. I'm going to come straight away to you on this comment on the screen. Somebody suggesting we go for Sane. Is that a player you want to see at Chelsea? But I've argued that I don't think we should because he isn't that Sane that we watched a play for Manchester City.
Yeah, I mean, players can always develop. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you understand the argument, right? So I don't
Yeah,
think except if because he's coming on a free, we could just get him to use him to make up the squad numbers. But we'll see what happens. I will keep going
Who's?
here.
Can you hear me
I
now?
think I've read this comment before, and I've read this one too. But I'll highlight this one here. Let's see. Anything else to read here? Tony 254 says if we don't assign the lead, okay, we've read that one too. Again, I think we'll still be able to sign the lead, but we'll talk about the lead in a bit. As usual, watching from Uganda, Paul Leap 256, brother. Thank you very much, and please make sure you tell all the Ugandan brothers about the channel, and thank you very much for supporting Chelsea from that part of the world. My African brother, I appreciate that. P. Lee, what is happening with Rafinha? There's no update on that. Ty, if you heard anything, please let us know. Again, but it's something we'll talk about in a bit. Do you have you heard anything about Rafinha? Okay, looks like I've lost everybody that's on the panel
No,
with
you
me.
haven't. You haven't. You haven't. You haven't. I was just gonna say to you, coach, just give me 10 minutes. I'm still in the
Yeah,
office.
I
Just
understand.
give me
I
10
saw that.
minutes.
I read it in the private chat again. So no worry. So, like I'm saying again, we haven't heard anything about Rafinha yet. I think Leeds United, we heard a few days ago or yesterday, has given they're giving Barcelona an ultimatum or a deadline to up their bid or forget it, because right now the only bid they've accepted is Chelsea's. But I don't think Barca will pay up or pay more than Chelsea have decided to pay. And I also equally, I don't see Leeds United taking a pay cut because Rafinha, if in fact that's the truth, because he's told them he wants to join, he doesn't want to join any other club but Barcelona. But that's by the way. Now, again, we'll start by talking about Raheem Sterling. Yesterday, we heard that he agreed personal terms with Chelsea Football Club, and the salary is said to be a bit something enough of 300k per week, which was expected because he was already at 300 at Manchester City, which you could argue was the reason why they were reluctant to give him a new deal, because a new deal would mean he'd be earning more, and they wanted, I think after the arrival of Erling Haaland, and I think they had, they signed 2 other players or so, they wanted to reduce their wage bill to be able to accommodate the new signings. And if you were with us during, again, we'll talk about his stats in a bit, but there's something I wanted us to read, which was why I said I will be cautiously optimistic about his announcement. That's not me being pessimistic. I think the deal will eventually, Chelsea will eventually, get the deal across the line. But at this point, it's not done. It's not done until it's done. That's what I want all followers of Chelsea Perspective to start doing. Do not believe that any deal is done until it crosses the line. Here, Ben Jacobs, a trusted source for Chelsea news. He says Chelsea will complete the signing of Raheem Sterling today. So it wasn't completed yesterday. What was completed, what happened yesterday was that he agreed terms, personal terms. That's his weekly salary and all that. Today, a verbal agreement has been in place since last week for a 45 million deal, 45 million pounds deal with add-ons finalized this week. A deal could rise close to 55 million. Clubs always are confident of a sell since never too far apart in valuation. Again, so 55 sounds more like what we heard the first time we heard that our club was looking at the player. But again, I'm confident that one crosses the line. And again, I will repeat myself because all I've tried within the past week is to try to get the Chelsea fans to understand, even when Petr Cech and Marina were still there, to understand that the club, those responsible for the transfers, that they are well and truly hard at work behind the scenes. It'd be stupid for them not to be doing so. But you could argue, okay, are things really going the way it should be? The answer to you get from me is no. Why? Because I think whatever happened, whatever reason that led to Marina and Petr Cech leaving earlier than expected, I think it's a colossal mistake because those two, or you could say they are both well acquainted, or the way things are done in the transfer market and the negotiation process. Now, for instance, the departure of Petr Cech has led, cost the deal, the Chicago Fire goalkeeper that we were on the verge of signing. Even some people thought we'd signed them already, has now stalled. Nothing has happened since. But that's, by the way, again, overall, the signs point towards getting the Raheem Sterling deal over the line. Again, we have 70 people watching and we have just 24 likes. Let's again shoot for 200 likes today. And if we get to that earlier, we'll try to make it at 300 likes. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video. Again, I'd rather you like the video than, donate your hard-earned money to the channel. The likes would do more for the channel. There are other ways the channel can make money. And also, thank you for all the support. We're getting closer and closer to 4,000 subscribers. Peely says, what is happening with Rafinha? Like I told you, I haven't heard anything. When the panelists are back with me, maybe they will help educate us if they've heard anything or if anything is going on. Tone says, Coach, is it true Tuchel approves Cristiano Ronaldo for 10 million bid? I have to be honest with you. Again, I will talk about that in a bit also. I heard that, but there's no way to tell if it is the truth. Again, what I want you to learn if you follow Chelsea perspective, just see everything collectively, all the things you hear out there. See them as collectively as speculations. You wait until you see the player holding up the shirt, putting pen, and you get an official announcement from the club, then you know it's done. At this point, you could argue it's all speculations out there. Remember, again, another example I want to give, maybe to help educate you a bit, is this. We heard Attila Salazai, I hope I pronounced the name correctly, that we've already signed him. That the moment the transfer window opens, that he's going to join us. Now, we heard nothing about him right now. So those are perfect examples why you should learn not to believe that it is whatever you see out there. Things you see out there are the truth. Just see them collectively as speculations. Another example also is there's a time we heard that Ousmane Dembele, that he had already signed a 5-year deal with us. That is done. So what happens now? We're hearing that he's still talking with Barcelona, and there's a chance he stays there. So just see it that way, and you'll be better off. Again, Chuike Wulenza says, yeah, Chelsea are offering Man United 14 million. What are the sources? Those are all speculations. If you ask me, nothing to say to confirm that it is in fact the truth. Some others are saying that Manchester United are expecting a bid from Chelsea Football Club, but we'll see what happens. True Blue, the hold up for Sterling is probably how the add-ons are structured. Again, I believe you. I think that may well be the case, because those are tiny bitty details, if you prefer, that aren't easy, to put together, for both clubs to agree. Okay, if this happens, if he scores like, 20 goals, we get such an amount, added to the fee. Again, that's by the way, and we hear Sterling saying that he wants to win the Champions League with Chelsea Football Club. Again, I want to ask you, do you think he can? I think he can, and I think he can actually do better at Chelsea Football Club than he's done at Manchester United. Because why do I say that? Sterling of 2017, 2018, and 2019, 2020 was brilliant. He scored quite a lot of goals. And there's a time he created a lot of chances too. So we want him to replicate that form. But I think it was IBZ, or my brother IBZ, who argued on this show that what we need to do for Raheem Sterling is get him another Silva. But I get that argument, because he had his best form at Manchester City when Silva was there, and they combined well together. Now let's look at what we have here. This is Raheem Sterling's. And by the way, he is 27 years old, which is a good age in football. His experience has played quite a lot of games in 2021, 2022. Okay, let's start from 2016, 2015, 2016. He played 31 goals, scored six goals and 2 assists. That's in the Premier League. And in 2016, 2017, he played 33 games, scored 7 goals and 6 assists, which that isn't a bad return. 2017, 2018, he played 33 games and scored 18 goals and a whopping 11 assists. That's not a bad return at all. So he was on fire. What year was that again? He was really on fire in 2017, 2018 with 11 assists and 18 goals. Again, that's just a brilliant number return, if you ask me. And then in 2018, 2019, he scored 17 goals and created 10 assists, which is still even better, which is even good. You say balance, if you want to press it that way. Not better than the previous year, though. But in terms of goals return, in 2019, 2020, he scored, he played 33 games and scored 20 goals and 1 assist. More goals, but less assists. Again, you could argue it depends. It all depends on how the manager deployed him on the pitch. Again, so I'm thinking, again, something happened. I'm not exactly what happened. He played less games in 2020, probably because of the arrival of Jack Grealish, and maybe scored less goals and created less chances due to the departure of David Silva. I'm not sure really if that's the case, but I'm just showing you what he's capable of doing. His returns numbers show what he's capable of doing. but something changed at Man City that affected his displays. Maybe Pep lost confidence in him, or he lost confidence himself as a player. That's something that I don't know. The question remains, how is Thomas Tuchel going to utilize him? Ty, let me know if you guys, when you're back on the panel, please do let me know. So again, like I said, the question remains, how is Thomas Tuchel going to utilize the player? If he brings him in and start using him up as one of the 2-8, I doubt he'd be able to replicate those brilliant, goal returns at Manchester City because he played out of position. He's not a number 8. We'll see what happened. And he says he wants to win the Champions League with Chelsea Football Club. Is that possible? It's possible given what we just looked at his numbers, what he's capable of doing. He's a fine player on his day overall. What I'm really looking forward to is Thomas Tuchel using him as he should use him and not play him out of position. Teslim Wasil says, which defender are we in talks with? We're talking with the Ligt. We're also talking with Jules Kounde. I heard that Chelsea, they started, to move forward with the talks with the player again. We've talked with Koulibaly's camp, but I'm not sure. There was a time the rumors were we were interested in signing guys in Bremer of what's his club again? I think where this brother plays. But he won the player in question. Bremer won the Serie A defender of the season, which means and he's good overall. You don't need to hear that he won that. Actually, if you've watched him, you'd see how good he is as a defender, and he's good on the ball too. And I think he's capable of fulfilling the Thiago Silva role. But that's by the way. Again, I'm not sure if there are other defenders they're talking with. I'm not sure at this point. But we talk about Kimpembe also when we get to that topic. Again, if you're watching AK TV, nice to see you here, brother, my Nigerian brother. If you haven't, please take a second to like the video. We have 31 likes now, and we have 63 people watching, and that's not easy. So thank you for 31 likes already. But if you haven't, take a second to like the video. Benny91 here said the Ligt on management stopped talks with Chelsea because he wants to go to Bayern. That's absolute nonsense. Again, he hasn't made up his mind to join any particular club. Everything we've been hearing are just like things we've been hearing about the Ligt, Chelsea pursuit of the Ligt are all rumors. So just look beyond that and wait until you hear that maybe it's official that he's joined Bayern. Then you could say, yeah, maybe we've missed out on the player. But at this point, it's all rumors. He hasn't joined any of those clubs. So, guys, when you're back on the panel, okay, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back. I just want to give you 5 minutes before I go back to it. I'm just doing 5 minutes of work. When I finish my work,
okay, yeah, you don't even need to tell me whenever you type on the private in the private chat. I do see it again. I was going to ask you. Yeah, I think what were we talking about then before you went off? I think it has to do with the comment.
You talk about something about. Let me remind you, Leroy Sané.
Yeah. Your thoughts on the suggestion that we should go for him?
Again, he's not a bad player. He will develop under a German coach in Thomas Tuchel. But is it what we will go for, given considering the amount of time we're giving our transfer sortings out? I don't see it happening. No, I don't see it happening. It's like another wish list, in my opinion. The ones we're linked with is what we're pursuing or trying to get over the line. Raheem, Usman, Rafinha. I see maybe if we do fail in all of those targets that I've mentioned, apart from Raheem, which is imminent today, then we may look into an alternative like Leroy Sané. But again, that'll be down to what Bayern Munich's asking prices, personal terms, and all of those things. So it's not a catch-22, but it's a bit of it's a watch this space. But hypothetically, if we were to get Leroy Sané, I'll be so happy because I know what he can do. I know what he did at Man City. And you could argue that Bayern Munich, he wasn't really not played to his best ability, but didn't really have the the impact we thought he may have, or maybe he was already a small fish in a bigger pond in Bayern Munich. It was just kind of a slow start for him. So we ain't really seen the full flight of Leroy Sané, or especially the form he left Man City. I mean, he was blinding down that left. Him and Sterling were taking an absolute, taking a disgrace out of everyone. They were just, it was too much, and he was just immense. His free kick against Schalke, I won't forget. Wow.
It looks like you watch the German league a lot.
I watch a lot of football, coach. But with Leroy Sané, like he's been that guy that's always going to be the one to be at the top. Obviously, it's the type of game he has, or does he get the game time? He's not really settled as much as we would think he has at Bayern, and I don't know if that's down to the form of Gnabry and Coman and him not being able to be fit in, and obviously Musiala as well, who's absolutely he's going to be a problem in the next few years. But maybe you can see his settling down period at that squad hasn't really been what we thought it would be. So maybe another change. But I think I think a young manager in Nagelsmann has got the best years with them. So I don't see him selling. I don't see him leaving Bayern Munich to come to us. I'll take him though. What? I'll take Leroy. 100%. But would it happen? That's another question.
Yeah, it's one again. My concern, I don't want to German league that much, so I don't know if it's still the Sané that we watched at Manchester City, because he was brilliant for City, and I was even surprised that Pep was willing to let him go. But that's fine, probably because he wanted to leave. Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was surprised that Pep wanted to let him go, and that would be it. And I believe that, I thought that obviously with Pep selling Leroy, that would obviously leave a pathway for Phil Foden, in which Phil Foden has obviously come in. Now, it's arguable, I believe, that Foden doesn't have the same impact on the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, not in the middle, because Foden's an attacking midfielder. On the left-hand side, he hasn't got the same impact, in my opinion, as Leroy Sané did. Yeah, but that's another debate. But I believe that Leroy Sané, as your winger on the left, you've got a tall, strong left foot, whipping in the balls, can beat his man, quick on the ball. Boy, yeah, that's a good signing to have. And I think if he's at Bayern, maybe, and he's not getting used to his full potential, then it's something that we potentially look at. Would he come? That's another question. Do we have the pulling power?
That's another question indeed. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much. Let me try and catch up with the chat. Just for
no problem. Hey, Coach, I'm still here. But I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be inputting fully on the panel in when I just finish. I'll give me 10 minutes. I'll be with you,
no worries. I understand, brother. Again, Just Viola says, like the stream, guys. The Queen of the House. Please listen to her. Take a second to like the video. We have 65 people watching, and we have just 37 likes. We can do better than that. Keep liking the video so that we can reach more people. And the more people we have here, the more funny it will be. Housie Hussein says, are we giving up on Delete? Maybe it's time to hijack Koulibaly. I don't think we're giving up on Delete. I think we really do want them. You could argue from what we're hearing that the club actually prefers a sign and delete of a Jules Kounde for reasons we don't know. Again, I don't know if that's the truth. We're hearing that Jules Kounde wasn't really Thomas Tuchel suggesting he was start of the board, but it's hard to believe because you don't know what's the truth and what's a lie. Tony254 says the lead is not happening. It's another Rafinha still made. Kounde is a more likely signing. We'll see again.
But you could say that for all three of them.
Sorry.
You could say that for all three of them. Then
exactly.
If you're going to use that logic, you'd say that for all three of them, because if the Ligt is supposedly going to Bayern Munich and he's going to wait for them, or rather his representatives have stopped it, then you can say that for Rafinha, who has also been linked with a move to Barcelona and has his eyes only on Barcelona, which I don't believe is true. And then Kounde is also open to staying in La Liga. So all three of them are all in the same boat. It just depends on what you want to believe. And right now, I don't believe that the in all these three cases you can actually believe in it entirely. Yes, Juventus have made a bid, but Chelsea are not going to give up because Tuchel wants the Ligt. He spoke to the Ligt in the past, and he's planning to speak to him again. So I think it's down to what he wants to believe. And plus Rafinha, like I was saying, Rafinha is it's not like Rafinha is not open to come to Chelsea because he spoke to Tuchel as well, and he's happy with the project. He just has a dream move, which we've seen with Hazard in the past,
Or
where
maybe
he
because he's signed he has an agreement with Barcelona, trying to see if there's a possibility to fulfill that one first, which is good because if he let's say he has an agreement with Chelsea already and Barca comes in trying to hijack the deal, if he's telling Chelsea, I'll try to see if I can fulfill the agreement I have, which Chelsea will be happy, but which only makes sense. But go ahead.
Yeah, which is why it's not like he's not open to Chelsea. It's just that, because he has his dream move, he wants to try for them, but he also understands that if they can pay up the money, and he's a professional, like we keep saying. So if it doesn't happen with Barcelona, he's open to come to Chelsea. So people need to remember that it's not that it's like that. But delete right now, it's not that it's not going to happen or it can't happen. It's just that right now, the highest bid reportedly is Bayern Munich's one, but Chelsea are going to be trying for him. And then if it doesn't work, then maybe they look on to somebody else. But I think the late really made sense to Tuchel because he can play two um positions in the centre back role, and that's as a right centre back and as a centre and isn't and in the centre where Silva plays. So maybe he's looking at him as an understudy to Silva, probably rotating with him.
Yeah, and again, but Chelsea had we heard won't let Barcelona won't let Bayern overbeat them. They're willing to beat even more to get the player. While we're still at the Rafinha topic, but I'll take you back a bit since you're back to the panel. Here we have Simon Phillips, and that was what time? It's today, and it was just a few minutes ago. If you ask me, yeah, it was a few minutes ago. It says just that's like 6 minutes ago, actually. He says Rafinha is perfectly fine going to Chelsea. In fact, he's excited about Chelsea. His dream is Barcelona. If he cannot go to Barcelona, then he will go to Chelsea, in my opinion. So here's the thing. This simply means he's just trying to say that is for it to happen in a manner that he would tell Barcelona, it wasn't my fault. You just couldn't pay up. And I think it was just you and I, Ty, who argued in this panel that if Chelsea ain't seeing that is if Chelsea sensed anything that the player doesn't respect them in the sense that he is bent on joining Barcelona no matter what happens, that Chelsea wouldn't still be in the race to sign him. You get that argument right now. So what
Yeah,
do you think? Yeah. So what do you think about this now by Simon Phillips? And it was just about 5 minutes ago.
yeah, because in that sense, it's a case where this it's basic logic because I mean clearly he's not stupid. He knows that Leeds have accepted a bid for him, and right now there's only two teams in for him, or two clubs that want him, and that's Chelsea and Barcelona. Chelsea are attractive to him because he's played against us three times or probably four times, and he's seen I think on three occasions we won. So I think in that sense it's not like he wouldn't be attracted by Chelsea, and plus Tuchel spoke to him after the game. You never know what he was saying to him. So I think in that sense, we need to remember that he's a professional, and I mean, if Barcelona isn't a possibility, he won't throw his hand up in the air and say, "Oh, I wanted to go there," and you know what, I'm gonna wait for the. It's not like that. He knows that there's a bid accepted for him, which means he knows that there's a club interested in getting him in this summer, and if his desire, or probably not desire is not the right word to use, if he's open to leaving the club, leaving Leeds, then maybe then he'd be open to come to Chelsea if Barcelona aren't willing to meet our bid, or try to outbid us, because that's what they have to do. And that's what I kept debating, and that's what I kept saying. You can't pull out of something when you're leading. That's weird. You can't be the highest bidder and then you decide to just pull out. because there's somebody else coming in. That's nothing. And especially when that person has financial issues, that is not something you just openly do and feel like, you know what, because this is the case, I'm just going to pull out. It makes no sense. So it's just a waiting game to see if Barcelona will meet the deadline that least I've set for them.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense to pull out. And now this just makes perfect sense. This comment here, and I think I'll save it. And I like us to talk about it even further during the show, because the nonsense we're hearing is just, I think there's a chance Barcelona, they're sponsoring that narrative to make Chelsea pull out. But it turns out because Simon Phillips wouldn't say this if he hasn't heard it from a trusted source. He wouldn't just make that up. Jacob Ben and Terry Flowers. You understand? So again, but that's, by the way, Sane is awful, says Tony. Tell us why you said that. Big up to the panel and the chat. Yes, nice to see you there. Tobago, you have your account back. If you haven't, please go check out his YouTube channel and make sure to subscribe. Let's push for 100 likes. Let's push for 200 likes today. We made it yesterday. We can do it today. And right now we're at 41 likes, and we have 74 people watching. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We've gained a few subscribers already, and that is just brilliant of you guys. Thank you. Thank you for all the support, and I can't thank you enough. Says I was watching that show now, but it is a 50-50 between Chelsea and Barcelona. I don't think so. Again, I still don't think Barcelona will be able, will be able, to pay up and pay more than Chelsea are willing to pay, already paid for the player. But I think if they pay more, I see Chelsea paying even more to get the player because it looks like Thomas Tuchel really wants him. Jacob says, Sterling, welcome to Chelsea. I say the same thing again. Let's see what happens until he's announced. We'll see what happens. Hey, the coolest says Viola, please keep liking the video, guys. Keep liking the video, and thank you for all the amazing support. You guys are absolute legend. I can't thank you enough. Sutran says, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is good. We hope you're good too. I think we haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully things are well at your end. Bring a drop about on stream sometime. I've talked with him. I think he's very, very busy. I've tried to bring him on. He's somebody I like to bring onto the stream, but he's busy, and I understand that. But the most important thing is that he's a very humble individual, and whenever time allows, I know there was a time actually we had agreed for him to come back on, but that was the period that I lost my dad, and I wasn't well coordinated then. I missed it. Had I pushed for it, I think he'd be on. So, but I am hopeful that he comes on someday soon. Hi, Citrin says Rafinha is lying. How do you mean he's lying? I don't think he's lying. I think the people, if anybody is lying, it will be the media. They're just fabricating stories. Maybe they're paid to do so. I just don't know why. We've been hearing the stories that he's bent on joining Barcelona, but there are, for obvious reasons, he has an agreement in place with them. That maybe Barcelona is truly his preferred choice, but that doesn't mean he's not willing to come to Chelsea Football Club. And I'd like you again to read and analyze the comment we're looking at on the screen. Again, I'm going to read it again. It reads, Rafinha is perfectly fine going to Chelsea. In fact, he's excited about Chelsea. His dream is Barcelona. If he cannot go to Barcelona, then he will go to Chelsea, which for me, I think that gives us an upper hand, except if Barca coughs up more money that we've offered to Leeds United, of which they haven't done. So at this point, I'm good. Thanks for your okay. This is just greetings. Okay, now coming back to the panel, because Ty says he will be leaving in a bit. And by the way, if you haven't, go check out Ty Talks YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter and check out his channel. Be sure to check out his channel. Again, my screen is a bit quirky right now. I will try to share the link to his channel or just add his information in the description section, but you can find him. Just search Ty Talks CFC as you see it on the screen, and make sure to subscribe there to his channel. Says Mani Ragaba Franco says we need updates on the replacement of Marina and Patacek. Thank you. Here's the update you're gonna get from me. I think if my memory serves me right, it was Bobby that said that the club have started interviewing individuals for the what's it called, director of football (DOF) role. For the Marino role, I'm not sure they'll be in a hurry to replace to change that one because he will further complicate things because Todd Boehly himself took over from Marina. I'm sure he's a good negotiator, but the question is, I do believe the negotiations when you're trying to negotiate a deal about buying or selling a player is different from the type of business or what he's used to. Because in baseball, sometimes it's a trading for player. Give me one player and you get the other player. But again, we will talk about that later. So I'm not sure. I'm hearing they're looking at a couple of DOF options. I'm not sure. Ty, do you have the names of the DOFs we heard Chelsea are looking at?
Um, I mean, there is some secret things happening, and there's two things that can be said about this.
Mm,
Petr Cech. In the past, we have heard that Petr Cech wanted, not Petr Cech, Todd Boehly wanted Petr Cech to stay in as the ex-player that would be on the board, to help with, in terms of certain signings. But obviously, Petr Cech has opted to leave the club. It was by mutual consent, not he wasn't fired per se. He wanted to be kept by Todd Boehly. Marina, the plan is that you get in a DOF because yes, she was the negotiator and yes, she had to answer to people above her like Bruce Buck at that time. But right now the plan is to get a sporting director or a director of football in, and the four options right now is in these particular order, if it hasn't changed, is
mm.
Michael Edwards, Paul is it Paul Mitchell? I think it's Paul Mitchell,
Yeah,
and
Paul
we
Michel,
have,
I heard. Yeah.
yeah, Andrea Berta from Atletico Madrid, and Maxwell, who was a ex PSG player, and he was the assistant sports director at PSG. So those are the four options in that order. So I think, so I think in that sense they're looking, I think, and being secretive. But the thing to note is that if a DOF does indeed come in, it will be after the window has shut, because right now Todd Boehly thinks he is um, competent enough to finalize deals, but they want to get a DOF in who can actually help in terms of scouting certain players, and scouts will be fired soon as well. Scott McClellan future is hanging by a thread right now,
Which
and
which of these options you mentioned do you prefer and why?
I mean, for me, I prefer Michael Edwards because of what he's done for Liverpool in terms of assisting Klopp in getting in the players that suits his system and is worked most of the time. I think in terms of if how possible it is, I think that's the question, because I know that he wants to have a sabbatical because he's been working for Liverpool for a while, so he wants a little rest period. So I think in terms of that, Michael Edwards probably would be the most ideal option because of what he's done. And yes, he's made a couple of mistakes in terms of some signings, but I mean the positive signings compared to the negative signings is more. So I think in terms of that, he's the more attractive one. But I think the most possible one right now, if they're not able to get Michael Edwards, is probably Mitchell, because he said that he's open to coming back to London, because he said he's from England, so he wants to he would be against leaving Monaco and joining an English team as a director. But right now he's not in his mind. But if they come in for him, or if anybody comes in, he may consider it, which I found surprising, because you don't normally do that when you're already working at somewhere else. You don't probably come out and say that, which he has. So
Hmm.
that's the good part.
Yeah, again, thank you very much, Sai, for taking your time to answer that question from that brother. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat, and then if you're still on the panel, I will come back to you. But I appreciate you finding time to join. I understand how busy you are. It's not easy for all of us. Bills don't pay themselves after all. I say, just Viola says, everyone wants a Barca, probably because of Zabi. That's a chance. He's a very popular guy. He's one of the best midfielders there's ever been. So that's a chance. These guys know him. I think this guy's grew up was still kids and still younger when he was still playing for Barca, and we know what he's capable of doing. Ty, do you think Azavi is the pool? or do you think it's Barcelona himself? You can say I would argue it's both.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree that it's both actually, because I mean Barcelona, and I keep saying this, Barcelona have this history Europe based. So when people watch the Champions League, or when they watch European based leagues, they'll see Barcelona, the past Barcelona rather, where they had Xavi and Iniesta and players along those lines. In terms of what they brought in terms of attractiveness. So I think people look at the historic side of it to say that yes, Barcelona are a top team, but I think they still are a big team. They have the reputation of one. So I think in terms of that, certain players look at it and say that, what, I grew up watching this team and I want to be a part of their new future. I want to, build something, build my own legacy at Barcelona. So people will look at that and they'll look at Xavi and say, oh, Xavi was an excellent midfielder at Barcelona. He added great value to the team. And, people will
Maybe
look
there's
at
a
that.
lot.
And
There's
that
a
is
lot
why I
to
think,
learn from him.
yeah. And people, so despite the fact that, maybe he's not as excellent as probably Zidane is, in terms of what he did at Real Madrid. But I
Zidane
mean,
wasn't actually. He had the players. I wouldn't argue that
yeah,
he was
yeah, but
excellent,
I
but you
mean,
can't
you
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 can't
need you
take
need
that
you
away
need
from
to
him, though.
infiltrate and be able to set them up in a certain way. So in terms of
Hmm
that, I think in that way. But I guess in a sense, Javi has had a more difficult task because he's at a club in terms of financial issues. Players, having to adjust to not having Messi, who was key to them. He was one of the main man after Iniesta and Xavi and players like that left. So I think in terms of that, people will look at it and fans will say that, not fans, what am I talking about fans? Players will look at it and say that in terms of that, the club is attractive for those two reasons. And that is why I said in the past that even though Lampard was not the most experienced manager, certain players will look at the club and say, you know what, yes, I would be open to join this club because of this ex player. And yes, people say that maybe the only player that he really attract really was probably Chilwell, but there was other players that were open to joining us because Lampard was at the club, but we just didn't get those deals over the line. So it's not that all of the players that were brought in joined the club because of
hmm
Lampard. It was just that there were other players that were interested, but we just didn't, get those deals over the line. So I don't agree with that, but I do think that it's probably both in terms of that, and I think in terms of that, um, maybe players will look at Barcelona and say that because of their history and because of what they've done, maybe making that move to that club probably would benefit my career even further.
Yeah, that argument makes perfect sense. For instance, we're here, even though he was at Chelsea already, that shows you that these players that have a lot of respect for, big name players who's retired, legendary football players. For instance, Kovacic saying how he's looking forward to learn from Lampard and start scoring goals like him and all things like that. But thank you very much for that detailed explanation on why you think, yeah, it's Xavi. It's also partly the club too. Mainly the club, if you ask me. Yeah, Barcelona. I say that Rafinha wants both gates open. This is, I could say, first a delicious comment of the day. Yeah, he wants both open. So when he decide if he can, whichever one he reaches first, I think you could argue he gets into it. I don't know how else to phrase that. Guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We have 91 people watching and we have 49 likes. We're almost halfway through 100, but we're shooting for 200 likes today. And I know we can do that. No worries, brother. I understand. I know we can do that. So keep liking the video if you haven't. Again, Barnabas Talagbe says, please, what is up the update on Rafinha? Okay, I'm going to come back to the screen again. But I'm not going to go back to that story again. Please pay attention. And on the screen, what we have here, it says Rafinha is perfectly fine going to Chelsea. In fact, he's excited about Chelsea. His dream is Barcelona. If he cannot go to Barcelona, then he will go to Chelsea, in my opinion. Yeah, but that it makes sense. If he's open to joining Chelsea, which means he's not going to be hell bent on joining Barcelona. So I hope that helps. So please update on Rafinha. I've done that already. If you paid attention, Tribute says Rafinha, okay, the Chelsea deal, and will come if Barcelona sort themselves at Ben Jacobs. And again, it's looking like they will not sort themselves out because they sorting themselves out means it simply means paying more than Chelsea has offered Barcelona. And I don't think they're willing to do that. But let's wait and see what happens. We're following the stories, as it happens. And remember, the format of the show until the transfer window ends is we'll be hunting for the news. Anything we find, we'll try to analyze it. But while I always advise you to see everything you see out there collectively as all speculations. Don't just jump to make decisions based on things you see there. Try and analyze them and come to a sensible conclusion. The Kula says Chelsea are very interested in Barcelona midfielder Frankie de Jong, but Marcos Alonso and Cesar Azpilicueta wouldn't be involved in any swap deal. That's something I'd like to hear. We shouldn't let Barcelona bully us. Again, the case of Frankie de Jong, I'm not sure how much exactly. He's a player I want. A player I know, I think it was True Blue, who talked about how he is capable of fulfilling the Jorginho role. And he's even quicker, more physical, and will get you goals also. And I'm hearing what's been complicating the deal is that Barcelona still owes them some millions in salary, in bonuses and all that. So that's why I don't know how they're going to sort out all the issues they have right now. And why are players bent on joining them, even though they're still struggling financially? Yes, they're going to, they will sell some of their assets and then through that process make a lot of money. But the question is, okay, how much are they going to make, and will it be enough to help them sort out themselves? So again, I hope you understand that comment there. Here we have Lampard is better managed than Xavi. I can't get into that argument. I haven't seen what Xavi is capable of doing. Big up to you too, Nick Blue. Nice to see you there. I say Barcelona are a massive club. It's not about the team's strength. That is just the truth. They are a massive club indeed. They have a rich history, again, and people like to join them. I'm going to start with Boris Johnson is a free agent. Again, maybe Barca should get him 4-3-3 with Rafinha if it comes, and Sterling. Again, I'm never going to have any argument regarding the system I think the manager would deploy come next season because he's unpredictable. I'm not sure what he's going to do. It remains to be seen. Lukaku was also excited. That's just a simple truth. They all, well, again, we'll see. Coach, where's the link? I will share the link in a bit. Again, I don't want a crowd on the panel, but if in a bit, I will share the link with you. How are you doing? And how are you doing, Steve Chelsea? I hope things are well with you and your family. Nice to see you again. Let me see if there's anything to read here. Steve Chelsea, I am good. How are you doing? Again, Barcelona should build slowly. They just want to build to buy everyone in one season. Again, yeah, maybe. Barcelona, again, I've read that before. I says, yep, good. Ronaldo depends. Again, I want to talk about Kimpembe. Again, he's a left-footed centre half, and I think maybe Tuchel has maybe the rumors that Chelsea, Thomas Tuchel is pressing Chelsea Football Club to go for the player. Maybe there's some truth to that because he played. I think it wasn't him that gave him his debut as PSG, but he played quite a lot of games under Thomas Tuchel. So again, it remains to be seen whether that's the truth, whether it is all rumors. I just don't know. But we've learned, according to this here, that PSG will not hold personnel Kimpembe back should an offer which satisfies all parties coming this summer. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel is pushing to reunite with him. Again, it all makes sense because I think you could argue he did well. He did well under Thomas Tuchel, and if he comes, I take him. And he's a left-footed centre back, which means he can slot in the left centre back position, even if we're playing three at the back system. Again, if you're in the chat, let us know. Let me know your thoughts on Chelsea's on the rumors that Thomas Tuchel is pushing Chelsea Football Club to get a Kimpembe. Let's see what happens there as the story develops. We'll follow it, and if anything comes up, we'll most definitely educate you on that. The Added Time podcast. It's been a minute, brother. Nice to see you back again. We have 102 people watching and we have 56 likes. If you haven't, please take a second to like the video. We're shooting for 200 likes by the end of the show. And with your support, with you liking the video, I know we can get that. I get it's business, and Rafinha and his agent wanted to see who would make a bigger offer between Barca and CFC, but to want to join Barca, it's in a billion a billion euro of financial crisis. It's a slap to us. I don't think it depends on how you want to see the situation. Again, some people will look at it and say, okay, remember he agreed terms with Barcelona almost, I think, 2 months ago, around what month I don't know, but it's been a while. Maybe he's trying just to fulfill all righteousness. Give him time. If they're able to match what Chelsea are offering, then he goes to them. Which, I wouldn't feel bad. Remember, we're the ones trying to, hijack the deal from Arsenal in Barcelona. Again, that doesn't mean we don't have the right to say, okay, we want this player and we can give you more money, but we shouldn't be seeing it as a player, as he's disrespecting Chelsea. I wouldn't even see that a bit. I don't think that's what it is. If you're thinking he's disrespecting Chelsea and you want us to pull out of the deal, okay, the disrespect gets worse, but because if we pull out, Arsenal understands that Barcelona and that they're not willing to spend that much money on the player. They will swap in, pay more money and take him, and then it becomes an embarrassment to Chelsea Football Club and the fans. I don't think the fans would want to see that. Again, the Other 10 podcast, nice to see you, brother, and thank you for that delicious contribution to the conversation. If you haven't, please go check out the Other 10 podcast YouTube channel and do a subscribe. Kimso says, Barca think the economic levers will save them. Again, they have the assets. Again, they have a 25-year TV rights deal. Selling parts of them can help them get out of deal, and they still get sponsorship money. There are other means that they can make money, merchandise sales and all that. They will get out of it eventually, but it will take years. But there are some behaviors when you see them indulge in, you'd be thinking, okay, how are they really going to get out of this? Because it looks like they're spending more and more and more. And by the way, what got them into this problem is then they. Again, I just sensed it. Sorry that my microphone went off and I didn't even know. And I don't know how long I've been talking to myself, but that's by the way. The story of Barca, again, let me see if anybody said anything. Okay. So the Barcelona, again, it will take them a while, to get out of that problem if they keep indulging in the problem. But I think they've changed their behavior in terms of how much they pay for players. They wait. Sometimes they wait. They're making good use of their rich history. Sometimes they even, tap up players and get them to leave on a free and join them. In most cases, most players, hand in transfer requests to join them. So they're making good use of their rich history. But before then, it was what they do is pay that is the highest amount of money to get a player to join them. IBZ, let me know if when you're ready to participate in the conversation. That's all good for me. Let me just catch up with the chat again. I think I've read that. I've also read these. I think I've read this. This is just a conversation between two people in the chat. Let Rafinha go. To be honest, doesn't want Chelsea. Again, you're the one that's saying that Rafinha doesn't want Chelsea, and I sincerely do believe that isn't the case. I think the player, again, like I've shown you what we had on the screen there. That what we heard, it's just this right here, and I'm going to read it again for the sake of it, for the sake of those that are just joining. Rafinha is perfectly fine going to Chelsea. In fact, he's excited about Chelsea. I'm just going to stop there. This means, okay, he's still, if he cannot go to Barcelona, then he will go to Chelsea. And again, if you ask me, I think we'll get him. We'll get him by the end. By the time the transfer window shuts, even sooner than that. But we'll see what happens. Imagine signing De Jong and Ronaldo. Ronaldo United season will be in the mud. Again, that's how you see it. I still argue I don't want Ronaldo at Chelsea Football Club for reasons I think will be problematic in the dressing room and for the manager. The manager could easily lose his job if we pay him that much money weekly and we end up underperforming during the season. It will be a big problem. Kimpembe has the Rudiger gene inside him. Imagine the Ligt and Kimpembe. Here's what I want to argue. I think we already have a player at the club that when I see him perform on his day, you could argue he has that Rudiger spirit in him. And I'm still talking, I still think Malang Sarr will make a good player if we give him time. We just need to be patient with him. How old is Malang Sarr again? Isn't it just 21, 22 or so? He still has a lot to learn. And then again, we saw him in games where we had issues in the Chelsea midfield. So our defense then wasn't protected properly. So the opposition players were able to come at our defense and breach our defense on occasions. So that it's easy, to scapegoat the young player, but he's still young. And in him, I believe me, I'd argue again, we have a good player in him. All we have to do is just give him time. Right now, we have 113 people watching and we have 63 likes. Thank you very much. You guys are absolute legends. Please keep liking the video because the more you like the video, the more people would be able to reach. Again, I'd rather you like the video than, donate to the channel. So please keep liking the video. Again, I appreciate all the support and we will hit 4,000 subscribers within a few days. Click the like button. Yes, keep good afternoon, my people. Says Marcel and Kemjika. Nice to see you here, my Niger brother. I hope you're doing well. Let me see if there's anything else to catch up with here. Thank you, brother. Thank you. No worries, bro. This is something we do for ourselves. Breaking Christensen announced. I think we've seen that, and we talked in. That is, we took time to talk about the release clause on his contract. If he's on 300K, are you going to pay him 300 just like a Sterling? Who are you talking about? Let us know. Again, where is my friend? I'm not sure who you're referring to, Nick. That's yesterday's news. I don't think there's anything else to read now. I'm just going to move ahead to the next topic. Yep, keep liking the video, people. Navani Christensen is live. Announced that Barcelona cannot believe our second defender is gone. Excuse me. Again, we knew that was happening before time. And again, I'm not surprised. We just talked about it again. I don't know. I'm not worried that he's left. I think my worry right now is for us to get in a proper replacement that will fulfill the roles that Christensen should have fulfilled for the club, and even better. A bigger perspective. Barca won't do nothing. They're asking Dembele, De Jong, and all the players take a pay cut and telling Lewandowski and Rafinha wait until they have the money from the TV rights. It just doesn't make sense. And again, I think that's why I've argued if we're going to let them take Rafinha, we should make sure we get them to pay more money than we're willing to pay. And if they pay up and pay measure what we're paying, we should add a bit to it to show them we really want to play. And the player we've learned, he's willing to join Chelsea. In fact, he's excited about the Chelsea project. So that alone is good for me. Guys, right now, Sterling is in London to do his medical. He just arrived now. Thank you very much for that news. That is just a brilliant news, and I hope that's the truth. And tell us your source, Chewy, I'd like to know. Never mind player wages and price tags. Barca don't have enough money. Even with the deal to do the math, it just doesn't work out. Like I learned that on ESPN too. But they can get a lot from selling their assets. But then again, it's just like, more like saying your source of income, to pay for your, how do I phrase it, to pay for your debt. And then you're not going to be getting much money again from that source. So it just doesn't make sense. Yes, coach, Malang Sarr maybe needs a loan in the Premier League. I think right now, since he's played with the team, and a couple of occasions, all the games, he wasn't bad in all the games he played for us. I think all the manager needs is just to show him confidence, and I think Thomas Tuchel, I think he understands that and may well keep him at the club. Even if we get in a left centre back player, Malik Sam may still stay, get games here and there, get to understand how the manager wants his team to play, and then become a regular at certain point. So again, we must consider that. I don't think he'd let him go just like that. Again, it always surprises me, more than 100 watching and not liking the video. Yes, we have 122 people watching and we have 75 likes. Thank you for 75 likes. I'd be ungrateful not to say thank you for 75 likes. And again, I must let you know this. I'd rather you like the video than you donating your hard-earned money to the channel. Already, you're watching the video, you're in the chat, you're watching even if you're not commenting. Those things that do more for the channel than you donating your hard-earned cash. Again, thank you for your support. We will hit 4,000 subscribers soon, and we are getting there. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Again, I know, right? Again, yeah, this is just a conversation between the two of them. Chukwubi Kemi, is it true? I want us to shooting for 200 likes today, and we will get there. We're 19 likes away to 100. So I think we'll get to 200 likes eventually by the end of the show. Big up everyone. Declared, my brother. I appreciate seeing you here. I hope you're well. Rafinha will play for Chelsea straight up. Nana, the Fante Commando. I like your name. Nana, I think it's a Ghanaian name. So there you go. My West African brother with a very, very delicious name. I like your name, by the way. Welcome to the channel. And please be sure to subscribe and tell others about the channel. Barcelona want to do everything once begging players to take a pay cut. Same way trying to sign all players. There was Chelsea. Again, I understand your argument there, brother. I think we're going to bring in at least 2 academy players to first team. I think that happens. If we don't do that, at least you could argue, definitely, I see Conor Gallagher becoming part of the first team for next season. About Broya, I'm not really sure, but I think Conor Gallagher, one of the defensive-minded players, such as Levi Colwell, Ian Matson, I think one of them again. I think one midfielder and one defender, at least like that way, I think will happen. I'm just like True Blue. I'm thinking there's a chance the club sells Amanda Broya, because Thomas Tuchel, we'll see what happens. Again, let me not just jump to conclusions. He said he's going to give him time during the preseason. He's going to watch him during the preseason to see before he decides. But I think to me, that's all nonsense. That's all media, media, should I say, a PR statement. Not to, again, we'll see what happens. Again, let me just stop it at that. This is just a response to True Blue. Rafinha coming to Chelsea. Barca needs lower more, and Bayern not willing to take installments despite delays in excitement. Again, I'm excited. Yeah, here's the thing. I think who was it that talked about yesterday? I think it was during the evening show. Somebody on the panel talked about how one deal going through will, open the floodgates. A whole lot of deals around the world will start going through. For instance, now, if Bayern Munich, if they're able to sell Lewandowski to Barcelona for how much they want from him, they have enough money to actually go into bidding war with Chelsea Football Club for delete. So a lot of deals, it's hanging. Barca are the reason why so many, transfer, deals are hanging in the balance, because they promise to sign every player. This has become a Barca bashing fest. Well, it's not my fault. Barca at the moment, you could argue, they are the elephant in the room, and it's very hard to avoid them. You know that already. It's very hard to avoid them. Indeed, Joe the boy said, and that's just the TV deal. Tahi won't sell the better players and want to bring more players in. How can they balance all that? It just doesn't make sense. That's a good argument there. Where will Gallagher play in a 3-4-3 system? He can play on the flanks. I think I've seen him on occasion do that for Crystal Palace, but we'll see. Where I don't want to see him is as a number 6. I don't think he's a 6. He's better off as an 8 or maybe on the flanks. We need Broja to stay. That is we. But what the Thomas Tuchel wants, that's hard to say. But we'll see what happens by the time the preseason ends. Now, Trubly again says, if Barca show regular added income to La Liga, restrictions will be relaxed. Get over this idea that they have to clear that. Oh, no, that's not what I'm arguing. That's never going to happen. It will take years for them to clear the deal. And they have great assets in terms of when you talk about their TV deals, merchandise sales. They can also sell parts of those things and make money. TV rights fund a team matters. The merchandise services, the debt. Yeah. Over time, they will be able to pay it up. But if they keep indulging in reckless spending, it may well be difficult for them to pay it up. But I think they've changed their changing attitude. They're starting to ask our players to take a pay cut. They're starting to wait for players to come on the free or pay less or something like that. They're not even going to for the biggest names in football these days. I don't know what else Tuchel wants to watch, Broja. Again, it comes down to how the manager likes to approach the game, and I don't want us to be selfish. If he's not going to use the key, let him go. Coach, would you take Memphis Depay? I want to take Memphis Depay. No, I think it's one player. I know you haven't heard me say this before. I'd say he's one player that I'd argue is way overrated. Again, that's my argument. Some people think he's a fine player. Is he a talent? He's a talent, but I think he's way overrated. Again, thank you very much, people. We have 132 people watching, and already we have 91 likes. Just 9 more to get to 100. We're halfway through our target. We're shooting for 200 likes by the end of the show, and I think we can do better than that. So keep liking the video, people. If you haven't, take a second to like the video. Just 9 more to get to 100 likes. Okay, yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, I'll get to you. Yeah, I'll come to you in a bit. Yeah, you wanted to say something? Go ahead if you have something to say quickly.
No. I just want to let you know, my brother, I finished my task for the day. Sorry,
okay.
It's been like an
hour. No
worries.
I've
just been in the chat, and but yeah, I'm done for the day. I'm ready. Fire me. And obviously, breaking news. If you haven't heard, that our Prime Minister Boris Johnson has now resigned. Obviously, this is monumental news because it's been coming. So yeah, it's been a big news.
Oh, he's resigned, and I know Chelsea fans will be happy because they don't like him at all for obvious reasons. Yeah. So he's resigned already. We'll get to that. Nana, the fan to come out and say that, please. How many players does my lovely club Chelsea have signed so far, and how many players have left the club? Please update me on that. Here's the thing. I think we all. I think some of us are. You could argue subconsciously sexist when we talk about Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea overall, as an entity, have signed about 4 players, 3 for the ladies, I think, and 1 for the youth team already, I think. So again, but it's a way that the society is conditioned. So, but for the men's team, for the main team, for the first team, men's first team, we haven't. So that's all. If that's what you need, but there are hopes the deals will start crossing the line soon. And Parminda Singh says, "Yo, brother, Sterling in." Not yet, but we're watching as we're following it, the story as it develops. Excuse me. Thank you very much. So if anything comes up, believe me, this is one of the first places you will hear about it. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Let's keep Broja time. Again, it's up to the manager, not up to us. Chelsea need to focus on the players who want to play for us. Again, sometimes that's not the way to approach it, because every player on planet doesn't. You can argue don't want to play for Chelsea, but when you convince them to come to you, even if they wanted to play for Manchester United, they change their mind, come to you and do a good enough job for you, and even do well for you. Another player I hope we don't assign is Ake and Kimpembe. Can you elaborate and let us know why? Yes, you're right, Chelsea perspective. If he doesn't want to use Broja, let him go. It's that simple. Again, I'm just going to come to my brother on the panel here now that he's with us. I wanted to let me just take you back a bit on this Rafinha. What we're learning from Simon Phillips. He's quoting Ben Jacobs and also Terry Flowers. Do you see the comment on the screen?
Yeah. Let me see that now. Rafinha's perfectly fine to go to Chelsea. In fact, he's excited about Chelsea. His dream is Barcelona. If you can't go to Barcelona, then he'll go to Chelsea, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, like I said, these guys are professionals. They're not like, they're not little kids. They're not little kids going to they're not man them going to the club and saying, oh yeah, I don't like this club, I'm going to that club, and oh yeah, no. This is big money we're talking about. Future wages, cost of living. This is all things that are discussed in which players will be satisfied. You will sell London to him. You will live in the capital of England, and you will have a good life. You will have fellow Brazilian restaurants like Willian and David Luiz's restaurant about, so you can be familiar yourself with the capital.
The legendary Thiago Silva is at the club.
Legendary Thiago Silva is at the club. You have links with the other Brazilians on the other side of London, with Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel, and Gabriel Martinelli. So there's a Brazilian link up in London, so to speak. So it makes sense economically to move your family from Yorkshire down to the capital and have a fine living. Brilliant. Obviously, Spain is very good because obviously Spain is Spain. Barcelona, the history of Barcelona will equate you to want to be part of that. So of course it's a dream. When you see the likes that has walked wore the shirt of the great Barcelona, why would you say no? But I believe if we come in with an offer and we convince the player, he will give as much as he will give if he were to sign to Barcelona. So you won't have to worry about his commitments. Oh, he's not our first choice, so we shouldn't get him. Is anyone our first choice? Should we start looking for a short list of players that wanted to sign for Chelsea first before they wanted to sign for any other club? They can't run like that. Not everyone wants Chelsea's first cup of tea. It's how you convince them. It's what you put on the table. How you convince them that this project is suited for them and how they'll be able to fit into that project. Obviously, when, it's what we did with Lukaku. Lukaku was like, yeah, I'm down for it. Obviously, he saw different. Obviously, I'm not questioning his right. Obviously, he saw different, which was wrong to come out and question the whole situation. Obviously, we are here now. So I don't believe that his ambition is, if we do sign him, is good. No. I don't think the ambition is
people are quick, to manufacture and
people
push stories.
Do you know what people are quick to forget? These guys are not like me and you, coach. They don't just wake up today and say, you know what am I going to do to mess up a lot of people's lives and change the narrative of football? I'm just not. These are professional guys. You wake up to do the job, innit? You wake up to do the job you are set to do. You think he wants to sit down for a year and not play football? If Barcelona don't come in or anyone, he will come and look for a club to play for, and he will put in his work because he has a legacy he needs to fulfill. He has a name he wants to write his own history. These guys aren't here just to, I'm here to just sit. Yeah, obviously you may get the few that just don't mind taking the money, but with the way the game's going now and with the lucrative publicity you get for being part of something so great in football, I'm sorry, but these footballers want to be part of it too. When you look at Haaland going to City, you think Haaland going to City, you think all the players in the league are not looking up, you think defenders, then everyone's going to step up their game. Defenders are going to step up their game because they're now saying they don't want to be, they have an ego to protect. You think they're not going to sit there and let a little 22-year-old boy take the mick out of them and score 50 goals. You think Van Dijk is going to have to raise his game. Everyone's going to have to raise their game. So it's all about the level of professionalism they have. And I believe that once the players said that they want to play for this club, they're going to play for this club. Obviously, personal details, will be ironed out by the agents and what have you. But yes, don't question a player's ambition because of their what the club they like to. I would love to work for Apple, the biggest Apple headquarters. But if another company offers me a job, I'll take it. But it's
business for everyone.
Exactly. So we should just stop the narrative of questioning a player's mindset, like we know what journey he's been on to come to where he is now, and now we can start determining whether or not he has the right mindset to trust. I think we should stop that narrative because that narrative is a bit toxic. Let me
quickly catch up with the chat again, but before I do that, this is a very, very. I think we're gonna start having what is called a delicious tweet. This is a very, very delicious tweet here by Ben Jacobs. He says Boris Johnson is soon to be a free agent. Would not remotely surprise me if Barcelona have already agreed terms with him. They love a number 10. I really love, I really love that. That's well crafted. And thank you to Bobby for sharing that with us. I really like that comment right there. So I'm going to try to catch up with the chat again. We had, again, where did I stop here? Let me not miss anything. I've made a mistake of jumping. And this is Ramila goal. It says sign in Ronaldo. If the manager wants him, I'm all for him. But if you ask me, do I really want to see the player at Chelsea? I have reasons why I think we shouldn't sign him. There are positives to it, and of course there are negatives to it. But that's not what we're here. Again, Chelsea by CR7. It may well happen, and we will talk about that soon in the show. Again, thank you, guys. Thank you for you guys are absolute legends. I can't thank you enough. Already we have 100 likes. And we're halfway through our target. We're shooting for 200 likes. So keep liking the video if you haven't. I sincerely do appreciate all your support. And soon the channel will hit 4,000 subscribers, and we will get there soon. Thank you very much again for all your great support. Yeah, keep clicking the like button. Thank you, Jota. Again, he's saying, responding to someone, we don't need CR7. Some people would argue so. Yep, and that's Sean Peterson. I'd argue the same. Some people think we need them. Again, it depends on who you talk with. Let me see anything else here. Says White Chelsea link to De Jong. De Jong is a fine midfielder. I think he's a player that I want. I'd take him over Jorginho. I can't really. How do they differ now? Obviously, your thoughts on De Jong. Is he a player you would want to help us fulfill the Jorginho role? I think he can, and I think the difference is that he gets us more goals. He's more, you could say, more physical. He's quicker. I think also he will create chances and also get in the box more often than Jorginho does. Your thoughts?
Sorry.
Okay, let's like.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jorginho or De Jong for you, and why?
Oh, De Jong. that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, forget what Jorginho's done for us for the past 4 seasons, 5 seasons. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, as a dynamic midfielder, all-rounder, you got De Jong who can play as a Messiah. He can play, I'm not saying as a number 10, but he can play as an advanced playmaker in a free midfield. He can play as a Messiah in a free midfield, deep lying playmaker, box-to-box midfielder, ball-winning midfielder. He can play a lot of roles in central midfield. So he's more dynamic than Jorginho. He's got more pace than Jorginho. Obviously, the way Jorginho plays, he dictates the midfield in terms of slowing the game down and looking for the passes. So, and I believe Nigel can do that. Oh, sorry, Frankie. I didn't know Nigel De Jong. Frankie De Jong can do that. He's very good at, playing in that midfield. He's an all-round midfielder in terms of that sitting in the free. Where would he fit in? He'll easily take Jorginho's spot and make it even better. Easily. Obviously, people will argue that because Pep wanted Jorginho and he snubbed City to come to Sarri, that obviously we have a big thing. But we have to understand this guy has 0 pace. His pace is 5 out of 20. 5 out of 20. That's his pace. So when you have that, you can't really put much faith in that moving forward when you have teams that will hit us on the break if care is not taken. There was a game last season in which Man United had us on the break. The ball came to Jorginho, it bounced, Sancho was through. We all know what happened after that. So those type of situations is what obviously is where I question his pace. Can he keep up with the play? I mean, if you have Kovacic and Kante running around and doing progressive balls around you, it's very easy for you to just stay in your position and not move. But the minute they are not there, that's when we have to require a little bit more from Jorginho, and in which we had kind of suffer from that because the legs of Kante and the progressive midfield movement of Kovacic is not there. So yeah, would I prefer Frankie De Jong over Jorginho? Yes, because obviously I believe that Jorginho has a little bit of traits that are a bit one trick, not saying he's a one-trick pony, but there's only a little to his game as opposed to what Kante offers and opposed to what Kovacic offers. And if you bring Frankie De Jong in there, there's more of a variety of options we have in that midfield and our capabilities than that of Jorginho. Not saying he's a bad player though, but yeah, he'll be definitely an upgrade to De Jong's a definite upgrade to him, and plus he's younger. I mean, this guy's my age. He's I would 29, 30, 31. You know, he's my age. So, I don't do. Thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, you don't do no be like, and if we're really looking to rebuild, we should be looking at De Jong. So it makes perfect sense. Let me quickly.
And you got the Ligt as well. So I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Yeah, let me end this poll, which I asked, where will Rafinha end up? 33% says Barcelona, 67% says Chelsea. I think he will come to us, but not solely because of the poll, but because of the what we're hearing and the fact that he's open to coming to Chelsea Football Club. But that's, by the way, here we have, again, Courtney, I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you here again. John Daniel, Rafinha should be brought and an alternative striker with a great like a Diogo Jota. Again, I really do love Jota. He's a hybrid striker, but we'll see what happens again. Says, let me see anything in here. TT don't need him. We'll see. Anything? I think I'm all caught up here. I don't think so. There's quite a lot that I haven't, but I may well skip a few things. How do you know? Again, this is not a question. And can we not take notice of how good a signing Sterling is? I think it's a good. He will be a good signing for us if he's able to replicate his 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 form. But then again, it depends on how the manager utilizes him. If he uses him in positions where he have the independence to express himself, then we'll get the best out of him. But if he forces them in positions such as playing him as one of the 2-8, and then that's a chance he struggles. Yeah. So I hope that doesn't happen.
We need him. We need, again, this is what I'm saying to you. We need to be playing players to their positions, not makeshifting them. This is the problem. If you look back to it, this is why we have turned Timo Werner into an inside forward / inverted winger. This guy is not a winger. He is a striker, a number 9 through the middle striker. Obviously, due to his form when he came, Lampard had to make alterations by still putting him on the pitch because of his high press work rate and running to play him out wide, where you have someone like Tammy, Giroud up front. Now, that didn't really work out because obviously we were neither here nor there, but stop playing players out of position. And I know we need to get players in the right place. Get Sterling, you got a winger, left or right, inverted or bang out winger. You get De Jong, you got him in midfield. You got Ligt, you got a defender. I don't want to see Mount playing a winger or inverted winger. I need to see Mount in the midfield. Number 10, number 8, 15, box to box, Messiah, any of the two. I don't want to see him out wide. I don't want to see Kai Havertz. I know this is another topic probably, but and this is another. Obviously, people will be split on it.
No, but we're talking about players being played out of position, so that input makes sense.
I do not want to see Kai Havertz up front. I'm so sorry, guys. I know you guys have seen a glimpse of it, but he is not a striker. I was looking at some of the chances at Kovacic. I was looking at a video of Kovacic progressing the midfield and bringing balls in. Not Kai Havertz missing those chances. Not the fact that it's his fault or anything. Even with playing Lukaku was missing those chances too. But having a proper number 9, do you know how much of a difference maker that is? 20 goals a season, guaranteed. Do you know that we're talking balls in, like instinctive headers in the crosses coming in, boom, header, tap in, final third, beating the last man. We need that, coach. And I believe Thomas Tuchel's system will have to accommodate that. So whilst I'm in the camp of having Havertz, he's trust Kai, he's not the number that. Maybe have Kai as a backup. When I say backup, not as in he'll sit on the bench while we have a striker. No. But you play him as a hybrid striker. If you want to mold him, he's still young. If you want to mold him to a Diogo Jota / Roberto Firmino type player, you can potentially do that. He has the capabilities to be a false 9. But as a number 9, like Darwin Nunes, like Erling Haaland, we need that, coach. That's just my own. So I don't want us to be putting players out of position. I don't want to see Rafinha come in and I see Rafinha at right wing back. Because if you recall, Thomas Tuchel's first 2 games, he played Callum Hudson-Odoi at wing back. And then everyone started to get the opinion, is this what Thomas Tuchel is going to mould Callum Hudson-Odoi to, our new wing back? Obviously, it didn't work. Obviously, we could argue that it was just makeshift because of the fact that we didn't have depth and what have you. But you can't play Callum Hudson-Odoi wing back. He needs to play out wide, left or right. You know, so we need to stop the idea of makeshifting players to become competent to fill the tactical way. Because if you don't do that, you're not playing to a player's strengths. You're playing to the manager's wants. And then that can be a balance in which can be, excuse my French, it could be messed up, if that makes sense. So I believe that we need to sign players for the position. If we're signing Sterling, we're signing him as a winger. Nothing more than that. Left and right. Maybe, I don't know, Thomas Tuchel may do, maybe if we have players injured or something, he may just do the odd false 9. But I would expect that to be one game, if that. Kai Havertz will take that position. But Raheem is on either flanks of your wingman, left or right, man. Nothing more than that. Kai Havertz, number 10, also same thing. But again, now we're talking in the territory of Tuchel's style of play. So I hope that, I don't see what I saw last season when I saw even Ruben Loftus-Cheek at right wing back. Yeah, he did all right, but do you know what I'm trying to say to you, coach? Can you see the pattern I'm trying to explain?
Yeah, that's it. Ruben Loftus-Cheek at right wing back isn't really a concern to me. The approach is what differs, but really it shouldn't be happening. But I get your argument. Yeah, it shouldn't be happening. Let me catch up with the chat, and I'll come back to the panel again.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Again, thank you for 108 likes. Again, we're halfway through our target. We're shooting for 200 likes. We still have 123 people watching, and we have 108 likes. If you haven't, please take a second to like the video to help us reach more people. Here it says, and also please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We've gained nearly 25 likes already today. Subscribers already today. Again, when we're closing into 4,000 subscribers, we're at 3,594. So we're getting there in a few days. I know we will get there. Again, let me see if there's anything to address. Smith David, my Indian brother, says Chelsea are considering a move for Manchester United forward Cristiano Ronaldo, who has informed Old Trafford. Yeah, we'll talk about him. It's one of the things we have listed here, but thank you again for talking about it. And again, I just saw an update that Chelsea, the club, we're planning to rival Manchester United for the signature of Frankie de Jong, which was why we started talking about him in the first place. Ronaldo is also willing to take a significant pay cut to his $500K a week at United. Okay, if that's the case, again, more importantly, if the manager wants him, but there are other factors that we've talked about that there are the reasons why I really do not want him at the club, but we're not here to talk about Ronaldo, whether he brings peace or trouble. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Did we buy Ronaldo yet? No, we're still considering. The rumors are we're still considering, to put in a bid, and that Manchester United are expecting a bid from us. If it's gone, that's good. It means he only wants to play in the Champions League. That may well be the case. If we buy him, can I see him at the Vegas game? Let me ask this. Clark McCleve, are you from Las Vegas? Let me know. If you're Las Vegas, then you're in the same state with me. Again, let me know. I want to know. Please take a moment right now. If you're watching, let us know where you're watching from. I really do want to know. Get it to 130K. Yep, get it to 130K. Then we should. Boris Johnson would suit Tuchel's played at number 10, but was at 11. Yeah, Sky Sports reported it. Okay. Thank you very much. Chelsea, let me see if there's anything to address here. If not, we'll move ahead. Nunes, who is this guy? I think he's a midfielder that plays for Sporting CP. Again, I don't know him that much. All I've seen is just video clips of his brilliance. Nothing shows his deficiencies. So I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I cannot educate you well on how much of a good player he is until I see him play a full 90 minutes. Why would Chelsea want the young, barely proven, and we have a Gallagher? They don't play. They're two different profile players. They don't play in the same position. So you must recognize that first before you make that argument. Smith David, I prefer Nunes from Portuguese. Then bring Frankie de Jong to Stamford Bridge. I want de Jong too. I think he's an improved version, or even a better player. You can argue. Let me just be honest. I think he would do better than Jorginho. Let me just phrase it like that. Chelsea manager wants CR7. Chelsea beat 14 million. They haven't beat already. If they have, let me know. Again, I'm going to skip to the very bottom. Again, let me see here. There, Kai is an attacking mid as his Mason Mount. Kai played as an emergency 9 for Bayern. For Bayern Leverkusen, Werner is not a number 9. He's a second striker here. We know that. Like Speedy, Good Johnson. Yep. It is said Tuchel spoke with Sterling. Guess whatever he said to him, surely convinced him to come to us. Players, when you're trying to sign a player, a club is trying to sign a player, it makes a difference when the manager speaks with the player because they want to hear from you. They want to know what plan you have for them. Again, those things do make a huge difference in a player deciding where to go or where not to go. But that's, by the way, brilliant sign. Again, thank you very much. I'm going to come back to the panel. Matt, I want to start by asking you, how do you feel about the transfer market at this point? Do you feel confident or are you still concerned?
Big up, coach. Coming
again, pardon my manners. Big up to you too, and I hope you're well.
Appreciate that, coach. Appreciate that. You're doing all good here. As I said, it's the 7th of July where I'm at. It's looking a bit positive. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little step, tiny baby steps. It's nothing we should be, cheering
too excited about.
Exciting, yeah. Sterling's done deal. We know that. Announcement today, tomorrow. Okay, great. We've signed the player. Done. So actually, sorry, it's not even done yet. Well, it's 90% done. We know it's gonna.
Yeah, but it's not. He hasn't crossed the line.
It hasn't crossed the line, but let's look realistically. It will. But again, you're right. Realistically, he hasn't really held the shirt yet. However, we're now looking at De Jong. Tuchel approves of Cristiano Ronaldo. That's the 2 news that came out today. This De Jong stuff, I like De Jong. I really like De Jong. I liked him at Barcelona because, as you know, if I know, coach, I watch Barcelona as well. I like Barcelona. A lot of people dig at me for that, but as a foreign fan, I've watched Barcelona growing up. I watched Chelsea growing up. Watched a lot of teams growing up, but mainly with Chelsea. But Barcelona, I've watched De Jong play. And under Valverde, when they had a centre-back crisis, he popped in a centre-back for 6-7 games. And they had a couple clean sheets. He did well as a centre-back there, So I think De Jong will suit our team. He is a DM. He can play a DM, but again, he can push up the field. So I don't mind the player at all. I don't mind the signing. Does it fix our problems? Yes. Is he an exceptional player? I say so myself. I think he's very, very good. I'm just a bit concerned how he would fit varying others because normally when Barca play, they play like a 4-2-4-1 or 4-2-4-2. So he'll play with Arthur or he used to play with Pjanic. He just plays normally with another DM and he's the one who normally pushes up. So again, it begs to differ that will he fit our system? I think he would. I just got have a bit more concern, have a bit more research on his positioning because I've always known him as a DM. People say he's a centre mid. People say he's this and that. But I think
he can do box to box.
I think he's more of a I look at him as a Kante, who can defend a bit more. I see him as that because I said he's played centre back for Barcelona. He played when they had that crisis, and he stepped up and he did well. Meaning that means that he can play defensive role. He can clear the ball. He has defensive qualities. It's just that does he have the positioning qualities, to play defensive midfielder? Because people say, "Oh, Tuchel doesn't play with a DM," but the same people want to go to a 4-3-3. If we play a 4-3-3, we'll have to play with a lone DM. That's why I've always wanted a traditional lone DM, but I don't think that's what Tuchel wants. I think he wants someone who's a lone DM but pushes up the pitch. For me, that option was
a hybrid DM.
Yeah. And I think Tchouaméni was that option. Someone who can defend, someone who can attack, someone who can hold the play, someone who can, who can do all of it. Tchouaméni was that man, right? So we'll see what happens with De Jong. I'm just going to assume, just by recent occurrences from us that, maybe this might fly through. I'll be honest, I just don't see it. Like, I don't see him coming. I see, him either at Manchester United or staying at Barca. Is this a Tuchel player? Like, does Tuchel even want this guy? Like, I'm not even sure. I personally, I don't think this guy will really suit what Tuchel wants. But again, we can all speculate about what Tuchel wants, what he doesn't. But imagine we get Ligt, we get De Jong. Like, that'll be great chemistry because these guys, we talk about best friends. Yeah, we can talk about Mason Mount and Rice being best friends, but these guys have played together. They've been playing together since they were 15, 14 years old. They were playing in the schoolyard together. These guys know everything about each other. So that's where the real chemistry comes from. Not what off the pitch. It's what on the pitch. And De Jong and De Ligt have that great chemistry between us. So I wouldn't mind seeing it, but we'll have to see what more news progresses and what we think. How we can sleep on it and all that. Oh, Declare! I said this guy's coming in. I said it. I don't know if Declare was listening. I don't know if he just joined. But I said I'm all for it.
The class concern is probably because you're saying you're not sure how he's going to fit into our system.
I'm just a bit confused. Like Coach, I'll be honest. I'm just very, very confused on the positioning. I'm very, very confused on what we're going to play next year. I don't have a magic ball in my hand. I can't predict. So it's the midfield role is the most important role because you have to have a specific style of play to fit that role. That's why when it comes to midfielders, I'm always so just cautious of jumping in. Yes, it'll work. Yes, it'll work. Because I don't know. Like, I don't know, will he work? I personally thought Tuchel would work because I know Tuchel was a 6. He can be an 8. He can be this. Tuchel can do it all, right? De Jong, he's not that guy who can do it all. He's a more of a limited player. So I don't know. Like, I want him.
I respectfully disagree with that bit. He's not limited, but yeah, I understand.
No. I'm not saying he's limited, but he can't play a 6. He can't play a 6 and an 8 like a Tuchel would. He's a structural 6.
I think he can. He can, Matt. That is just you. I think you're stereotyping the play. If you ask me,
you see this Tuchel guy. You see this Tuchel guy. Yeah, I don't see the big hype. How many? When did he break into the scene? I remember managing Tuchel. Yeah, exactly. So how can we now judge that Tuchel can do all of these things way more than De Jong?
Because we watched him in 2019, 2020, then 2021, 2022, we were interested in him. Sorry, 2020, 2021, we were interested in him, right? We didn't go for him. We watched him another season. This season, Tuchel progressed so much. He showed his worth, how much he was. I think Real Madrid paid way too much money. We should have paid the 40 million last season, and we wouldn't be talking about this if we signed him.
Really? I think it's a little bit. My opinion, I think it's hype with Tuchel right
honestly, now. I think Real Madrid overpaid. But go ahead.
I said that. Tuchel was too much money, as people were saying.
I don't even see it from the brother, bro. I don't even see it yet. I see the potential, but I don't see. He's not the finish. I saw it with Edouard Camavinga. Now that's who I saw it with. And it was evident because you saw that Camavinga changed their Champions League destination when he came on the pitch. When he came on the pitch, he was dictating the play for things to happen for them to come back brilliantly. So I see it with him. And I see it like, boy, for you to get Camavinga, you're in for the money. But Tuchel, I don't know. I don't see it. Well, what can he do that is...
Did you watch him play at Monaco?
I've watched him play at Monaco, but I'm just wondering, what can this guy do that supersedes...
It's because he can play 6 and he can play 8.
Here's the thing.
That's what's so special about him.
Yeah, let's quickly talk about this. Let's quickly talk about something that I just saw from Simon Phillips before we talk about Kimpembe. I'm learning from Simon Phillips right now, his tweet, that Juventus are keen on signing Jorginho this summer window. Again, I think that's if he's willing to leave, first of all, that will change our transfer plans immediately. Do you think Thomas Tuchel will say, okay, if you want him, maybe we should find a common ground. You're getting him maybe plus cash, then you give us delete.
Coach, I'll just quickly say this: De Jong quickly. I'm really looking at the result where he played. He's exact same position as Savage, but I think he's more of a defensive player than Savage. Savage is more attacking. De Jong's more defensive. So
which means he can fulfill the.
I said that. I never
role.
said he can't. I never said he can't play the M.
We're not arguing about that. But anyway, I'm just saying.
Let me go back to Jorginho. I'll go back to Jorginho. I just wanted to clear that up because I thought he was in
no problem. Go ahead, brother.
I thought he was in a 2, but he's in a 3. Anyway, Jorginho, if he leaves, we're screwed. Jorginho is one of our most important midfielders of this season, like it or not. He doesn't have a World Cup. His main focus is Chelsea this season. He's our only defensive midfielder in a double pivot, or if we play 4-3-3. And this guy wants Chelsea. His agent came out the other day and said Chelsea's the priority. I don't see him leaving this season. Personally, what we should do, I think we should keep him.
We've seen that movie before.
3 years, so I don't see next season. Seen one before.
That can still change.
Of course it can. He wants Chelsea. His agent wants Italy, right? That's the thing. His agent maybe might persuade him in this and all that. I see this guy. I think this guy really loves Chelsea. He played last season. Look at him. He was playing on painkillers the whole last season. People still.
Here's one thing I want to say.
No wonder why he wants to leave. He gets disrespected. Wait, coach. Yeah. He gets disrespected for playing on painkillers, left, right, center, and no wonder why he wants to leave. He just again the fans disrespect him. But go on.
here's something I want to say quickly. No matter how you see it, I will never agree that Jorginho isn't well aware, even before his agent says it. I'm sure he's well aware of everything his agent is saying. There's no way his agent would come out and say some of those things he said about Italy without him being aware. It's them trying to get more money one way or the other. But that's by the way, again, but I hope you get my argument on that one. There's no way. He's just going to be acting like he doesn't know.
Obviously, he's for the more money. Obviously, he would want the most money. His agent, his agent's a scum. This guy wants Italy. This guy wants the most money. Right?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing for Jorginho. My argument is that there's no way his agent will not be saying something Jorginho isn't well aware about. He can't do that. He will lose his job.
He's been saying it since Lampard.
If he's saying it, if how many times has it happened now? And Jorginho has argued. Forget what he's practically saying. Forget what my agent is saying. I want to stay here. If your agent keep going against you, you paying the guy, you fire him. We've seen that happen before, but I don't think that's the case. Jorginho is well aware of whatever his agent comes out and says all the time, but he's always going to act like he doesn't know. This is something they've agreed on for him to do for one reason or the other to benefit him somehow. But that's, by the way, why my point is Juventus are looking to get him this summer, and I think he's seen. In most cases, Tuchel has shown that actually he's willing to drop him. And if Tuchel finds a solution...
Where has he said he's willing to drop him?
He's shown us.
Yeah, he's shown that he's willing to drop him, even in some big games. I can't remember a few off the top of my head.
It's rotation.
No,
he's been dropped because he's playing on painkillers. Of course he's going to get dropped. Sometimes he doesn't fit our player, I agree, but he's obviously still a good player.
Matt, let me let you know something, Matt. I actually love Jorginho.
I know you do. That's why I'm confused why you're saying that.
No, but I have to be factual here. Being objective, he's going to be one of the first midfielders to leave Chelsea Football Club, and it may 100%. Happen this window.
100%. I don't disagree, but I'm not saying this window. I personally think because no one wants our fucking shitty Ross Barkley and Loftus-Cheek. No one wants those.
Yeah, let's just watch. Let's watch the language.
Sorry, coach. Sorry.
No problem, bro. No, you're good.
Down here, that's just normal language. That's concierge.
Down under.
No, it's just it has to do with the brand of the channel. Again, I'm going to start a show. And let me make it clear. I'm going to start the show. It's going to call Raw. So you're welcome to come spill it there, but I have to set the settings to 18 and up before the show even starts again. But this is everybody can watch this one. So, but that's, by the way, nothing against you, brother. I know you get. I hope
I just quickly, I just want to say that Jorginho.
Yeah, the Raw show will start very soon, but it's just in the planning phase. I have a lot going on. The sister channel of Brandon is on it, but let's not talk about it right now. We're here to educate the people on what's going on. Right now, we have 145 people watching, and we have 121 likes. Thank you for that. That's not easy. We're shooting for 200 likes by the end of the show. Again, so if you haven't, please take a second to like the video. And I'm going to repeat myself again. I'd rather you like the video than donate your hard-earned money to the channel. You're already doing enough to support the channel by watching the video, contributing in the chat, watching, even not commenting, sharing the video. All those things do go a long way, and we'll do more for the channel than you donating your hard-earned money. Here says if we get the lead, Rafael Bandu said if we get the lead and De Jong, that will be an epic transfer
100%.
window. Yep. De Jong is better than Tchouameni. Don't know why you're so stuck on this player who hasn't proven it yet. I think the client just trying to start a fight with
number one,
Matt.
I never said John was better than Tchouameni, but Tchouameni fitted our system much better. Tchouameni was fantastic the last 2 seasons. I think
De Jong. I think again, Matt, I'm going to repeat myself. I think you're just
for 40 million. Remember, we could have got Tchouameni for 40 million. That's why I'm upset. I'm upset because of that, not because Madrid paid 100 million for him. I know we're not going to pay with that. We lost him for 40 million. We wouldn't have this conversation if it's here right now.
There's something that happened. Remember that window you're talking about. He hasn't had a full season with Monaco. So buying him would have been impossible in the first place.
We're going to pay 40 and then loan him off to Monaco for a season. If we did that,
no, I don't think that was even possible then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we wanted to pursue it, but I personally would have taken him. He could develop here. Like, look at what he did at Monaco. But again, that's if buts and how he's gone. Move on and move on. And again, De Jong's. I'm not saying De Jong's a bad
Was he
player.
not
I want
on
De Jong.
loan?
I
Was
think
he
he's
not on
fantastic.
loan? Was he not on loan prior to when he made his debut season as well? Like, he's not. Like, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I believe that Real Madrid bought the potential of Tuchel, not potentially, not necessarily his current ability. His current ability probably stands at 2 stars, while he has the potential of a 4.5, 5-star. So I believe that potential ability is what they have bought. That potential ability is what we are seeing in the current climate of when he's doing well this last year and say the season before, if you want to pull it in there. But really, like, De Jong is more proven than this brother. What are we saying here? Especially in all the positions. So why would you? I understand what you're saying. We could have got him on the cheap, but still, that would still be a gamble because we're still yet to see how we will adapt to Spain. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's what it is. I've been hearing Tuchel his name so many times last year. I'm thinking, what's this kid really? Is he? He's not even had a better breakthrough than Camavinga before Camavinga left to Madrid. So I'm not saying he may do well, but really, has he really got the statistics to push De Jong out the way and say, yeah, prefer him over De Jong?
But who said? Hang on. Who said he's competing with De Jong? What?
No. In terms of this, if we were to get him or De Jong, there's a preference from your side. I would say you'd rather get Tchouaméni because he's more,
Because he would have fit our system better. Personally, I love De Jong. I love De Jong personally as well. I love both players, but I personally wouldn't mind either or. But I would have personally rather Tchouaméni because I feel like he would have fit our system much better. But again, De Jong's his option. De Jong is still great. I'm just confused where he would play. I'm not confused how he would work. I think he would thrive, but where would he play is a bit confusing for me. As I said, he plays in a 3. I think we have to go to a 3, 4-3-3. We'll have to go to that. With two,
he can play even if that 4-3-3, he can play at the pivot in front of the back 4. He can play as a deep line. He can play as a box-to-box or ball winning. The guy is a maverick in that midfield. Is what I'm trying to say to you, bro. He can play. He's not limited to one role. It's not like, if I play them as a deep line playmaker, I get 5 stars out of him.
And Matt himself did actually mention that how he was able to play in the centre back position and they didn't even concede in a couple of games. But that's, by the way, I think let's move on from it because we have quite a lot of stuff to talk about. Blessed afternoon, Kuchila, and the rest of the panelists. Thanks for the stream. Please, any latest development regarding Matheus Nunes? We haven't heard anything, and the last thing we heard was that everything we're hearing that yesterday was just a mere rumors, if you want to see it that way. I think Sterling will bring a change to Chelsea again. Hopefully, I don't want us spending that much money in them play him out of position. That's twice. Facts, Matt. Again, Max has a supporter with in the chat there. Again, thank you for that. The young is right. Cool. Let's get him. TT knows what he needs. Again, I'm never good. Like I said before, I will not question anybody that the club is trying to sign. If in fact TT is the guy that says this is the player I want player A, B, C, D, then why question those decisions? 21-22 was Tchouaméni's first full season at Monaco. He signed in January 2020, and the season ended March 2020. So how could we have signed a player on 3 months? And by the way, we released Rice at 14. Yeah, I get the argument that if we manage to get both the Ligt and the Young, wow, that would be it would be a sensational window indeed. True Blue, please educate them. If Jorginho leaves and TT wanted to play 4 at the back, do we go all out for Rice? There's a chance Chelsea are looking to get Rice, but I'm not sure.
Are we even looking anymore? I don't know, Coach. I haven't heard anything.
Maybe I don't know. It depends. It has cooled down quite a lot. At the point we heard the price is now 75, but we heard nothing more. But we'll see what happens. Do I like Rice? Again, he's a good player, but I can't. I'm not Thomas Tuchel, but I don't want him at Chelsea. Again, that's me. But if he comes out, support him. He has his A lot. He's quite versatile too. Can play as a centre back, and also if he's one of the 2 6s, he can easily drop back to cover up if by any chance the guy that plays there moves forward for any reason. But again, there are other players I prefer. Big up Kuchila again. Been working a lot today. Sorry, no worries, no need to apologize. Bills don't pay themselves, and this is, you're not obliged to be on the panel. Jorginho too slow, too light, always targeted, moves the ball too slow, swearing in UK to keep it in the right place again. Yeah, I get the argument there. I'm going to skip to the very bottom of this because I can't read everything. And apologies if I miss your comments. Again, I will try to read your subsequent inputs. Edward Elijah says Sterling will bring good changes to Chelsea. Pairing him with Kai Havertz is going to be good. That's a combo that I do want to see, really. But yeah, that's it. Again, coming back to the panel, before I do that, we have 131 people watching and we have 130 likes. Again, we're shooting for 200 likes by the end of the show. If you haven't, take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The poll that asks the young or Jorginho, 66% says the young and 33% says Jorginho. Again, I'm not surprised because the truth is most Chelsea fans don't understand what Jorginho brings to the team. They only judge him by how opposition teams target him and mistakes he makes sometimes when you pressure him aggressively. But that's, by the way, I really do want us to talk about this here. Again, PSG will not hold Presnel Kimpembe back, shoot an offer coming. And he's a player I think Thomas Tuchel likes. And I think I would want to see him. He's left-footed, and I think he can fulfill that Rudiger role very well for us. I would rather, that's not me, underrating Ake, or that's not me saying Ake is a bad player. But if Man City, if they're asking as much of what hard they're asking, we may as well go for Kimpembe, who we will get for cheaper. Again, your thoughts, Matt, on Kimpembe?
Maestro Kimpembe, I think, he's decent. For me, I would personally, as I've always said, Ligt, Koulibaly, Kounde, that's top 3 signings. That's their class centre backs. We can get them. There's nothing stopping us getting them. Then on the level down, it's the Kimpembe, it's the Guardiola, whatever that guy's name is, and then there's the Ake. So we've got 2 different levels to this. I don't mind the Kimpembe. If Tuchel wants him, bring him in. He played with him PSG. It's a player he's played with, he's taught, he's coached, he knows how he plays. I don't mind it. For me personally, my views on him, I don't think he's the best centre back. I think there's better. Ahead of him
for that position. What are the better left centre back position that's out there?
Well, the Ligt can play on the left. So.
But I wouldn't actually. I would want the lead to come in a lead. Be not, let's say, start easing in carefully as the leader for the backline to lead from the central position in a back 3 or back 4.
Thiago Silva can go there.
Thiago Silva is still there, but delete his. I think you could argue he would do even better if he leads the backline for us, and that's why Bayern are looking for him. But go ahead.
I agree. I think a left-footed as a left centre-back is great, but we mustn't forget Rudiger played as a right-footed. So let's say hypothetically we're playing a back 3. We get Kounde, we get Ligt, we get Ake. I think Ake, because as I said, we're comparing Ake and Kimpembe. We're not comparing Kimpembe, Kounde, Kimpembe, and what's his name? Ligt. These guys, Ligt and Kounde, on different levels than Kimpembe. Kimpembe is on the same level with Ake at the moment right now. I would prefer an Ake because Ake is more versatile. Ake can play left centre-back and he can play left-back. Kimpembe, great, can play left centre back, but can he play left back? Nah, and his playing style. It's again, yes, he's very flumpy. He gets a lot of red cards, but he's always going in for the.
He can be polished. How old is he?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I think his approach to the game, those things can change over time. But go ahead.
He's a Maestro Kimpembe, but he's 26. So it's he's average. But as I said, me personally, I wouldn't bring him in. But if he comes in, I wouldn't mind it because Tuchel would be the person who would be dictating. Because if we get Kimpembe, that's Tuchel's man. Tuchel 100% would want him. So again, I personally don't want him. Tuchel wants him, bring him in.
Yeah, I get your argument, and actually, believe me, it makes perfect sense. But at one time, I think you can get the Rudiger out of him given the way he plays. Again, we're keeping watch at the same time for the announcement of Raheem Sterling to Chelsea. So if you're in the chat, please pay attention. If you see anything, let us know. And again, just Viola, thank you for all the updates. I'll make sure to share it in a bit. I've checked my DM and thank you. And I'm seeing it. I've seen it in a while. It's just that we've been busy talking, discussing, so I haven't looked at it. IBZ, your thoughts on Chelsea going for Kimpembe? We're hearing that Thomas Tuchel is pushing for the club to sign the player. Is he a player you would want to see at the club? Whatever your decision is, let us know why.
If Thomas Tuchel is pursuing Pascal, and he wants to, and if reports are true that he is pursuing him, then obviously Thomas Tuchel knows what he wants from a player that he's managed before, and he's seen that this guy can adapt for us to the system. And it's in Thomas Tuchel I trust, so I will have to back the signing. Why do I feel of Pascal Kimpembe? I think he's really good. I believe he can improve. Again, these guys they're not here just to be on their current ability. They are here to better their game. Kimpembe can better his game. He's good. He may be a bit rash or got a little bit of Rudiger instincts in him, but that could be
unpolished.
Yeah, exactly. And that could be polished. That could be guided, especially if you're playing in the Premier League. Coaching will be on point. Not to say obviously the coaching everywhere else is on point. I'm not saying Premier League holds a higher standard of coaching, but obviously in terms of the game itself, by the time he suffers 2-3 red cards, you will say, guy, you have to be on point on this thing, like standing off your man, not going rash into tackle. So that is something that Tuchel analysed in his game. I take it back to Raphael Varane. Raphael Varane is still a bad boy centre back. But how did Raphael Varane fare in his first season? He didn't really have a good season, because obviously the game may be too hard for him to adapt. He may be in a situation where he was a bit rash in his tackles, being caught out, but not to take away from his quality. So he will learn, you know what I mean. They will adapt, and when you look at how he will adapt and how he plays this season, it will give you all the nuances to understand that look, players will come and adapt. What is to say that the Ligt company won't have more torrid time than, let's say, Pascal Kimpembe? But if you ask me with Pascal, I will take Pascal. Pascal has experience. This is a World Cup winner. Yeah, this is, he plays in top games every year, not just in Ligue 1, but he's in Champions League knockout stages. He's playing in France. Latter stages. Pascal Kimpembe is an experienced centre back. And if we get him, that'll be really good. If Tuchel can get hold of him and mould him to the centre-back that fits into the current style we have, then I'm all for it. I have no qualms. I'm not worried about Pascal Kimpembe one bit. Not one bit. Or Presnel Kimpembe. I'm not worried one bit. Not one bit.
Yep. Again, here's where I'll take us back to what I've said like 10 times today. Again, I've come to terms that it wouldn't actually make sense to argue against any player that Thomas Tuchel wants, but we will always talk about the player to see if the Chelsea fans want him, or if it's a player we would like to see at the club. Just being objective here, but that doesn't change anything if the club really wants to get the player. That's by the way. Again, to answer your question, Edward and Lachi, any news? You said any news about Matheus Nunes? Nothing yet. If we hear anything, be sure to stick around, because if anything comes in, you will hear it. This one will be one of the first places you will hear it. Would you love the young at Chelsea? Yes, I would. I would, for reasons we've talked about here. The young is a DM who can dictate a pace of the game quicker, moving the ball. I try to judge a player's abilities, not who I like the most. Again, I liked Jorginho for his abilities too, but I prefer to have the young play that role. He's quick thinking too. He's more physical. Again, for all the reasons, every other reason that we've discussed here. Again, we have 137 people watching and we have 134 likes. Thank you very much. That's very good indeed, and I sincerely do appreciate that. We're shooting for 200 likes, and that aim is not far-fetched. So we're getting there. Keep liking the video if you haven't, please. Our club. So you, okay, yeah, I get, I get the joke there. Yeah, we're shameless indeed. Hijacking is what we do, but there's nothing bad in that. It's business. I am liking the new kit again. And cannot at the moment. I cannot wait for the Chelsea Nike Tech Athlete tracksuit to drop again.
Coach, sorry to cut you off. Coach, sorry to cut you off. I'll just be back in 10 minutes.
Oh, no problem. No, you just type it in the private chat and I'll see it, bro. So no problem.
No problem.
Do we need?
No problem, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Do we need a creator for Sterling? Again, we need the way we put it before when we talked about it. We need another silver for Sterling so that he can replicate that his 2018, I think 2018-2017 form where he was brilliant, 11 assists and 20 goals or so. But we'll see. Maybe we make a Mason Mount a creator. Again, he has a creating ability, but those creating players that are creators in our team, they need to create consistently and not we just see flashes of their ability to create, and then we won't see it for a while. Some of which you could blame on the manager and how he deploys players. Triple Dutch signings, the Ligt, De Jong, and Ake. Yeah, that's a good, delicious comment there. I like it. Again, the Ligt, De Jong is the one I like the most there because it rhymes. Says, so who would you prefer of which of the two players are you talking about? Let me know, please. I want to know the two players you're referring to. Again, I'm going to skip to the bottom of this whole thing. The chat is really on fire, and I can't really keep up. Again, what again? Let me go to this place. Happy. What? How did I miss that? Is it Nick Blue's birthday? And I didn't know that. So if you're in the chat, Tobago, let me know if that's correct. Please let me know. Says I believe Chelsea can sign Nunes this summer because the guy have a good dribble talent. Again, I think you should look at whether they're willing to sell and whether we're really looking at them to say whether you believe or not. Again, if take a second to type happy birthday to one of the biggest Chelsea supporters around, Nick Blue. Type happy birthday to Nick Blue, please. Take a second to do that. I'd really appreciate that. Again, I believe Chelsea said that before. Here it says, if De Jong comes in 4-1, De Jong will play the deep playmaker role of Julian well at Dortmund under Thomas Tuchel. Maybe that makes sense. Happy birthday, Nick Blue. Hopefully, we buy Sterling for you. And then hopefully, I'm going to make a wish. Maybe I think to make Nick the happiest man on earth, maybe we sign Robert Lewandowski. Nick will celebrate that one, I'm for sure. Again, we have 139 people watching and we have 140 likes. Thank you very much. You guys are absolute legend. If you haven't, keep liking the video. We're shooting for 200 likes, and I know we can do that and even better. So we need 60 more likes to get there. So keep liking the video, please. Matt, I'm going to come to you right now, please, before we continue talking again. If you haven't, go check out, again, Matt, I just realized why I find it difficult to find your channel, except if I get an alert that you release a video. You know why?
Are you spelling it wrong? I think a lot of people spell it wrong.
Yeah, I'm spelling it as Zivoli with an L.
Yeah, because you keep saying Zivoy. It's Zivoy. Yeah, I'm
Zivoy, yeah.
You know, just
again,
it's fine.
Yeah, if you're in the chat, again, go check out Matt's YouTube channel. It's called Zivoy YouTube channel, and you will love his content. It's a pretty new, but it's one of the fastest growing new channels out there. Make sure to check it out and subscribe, and do let him know I sent you. I will try to share the link to his channel in a bit as the show progresses. Right now, I'm going to try to catch up the channel before I come back to Matt, who's on the panel with me. I think the only panelist with me at this point. Okay, I skipped to the bottom, and it was intentional. Please, if you haven't, take a second to say happy birthday to Nick Blue. I'd really appreciate that. Again, Mount can be a creator for Sterling. Mount is not a consistent creator, if you want to phrase it that way. Happy birthday, Nick. Happy birthday again, Nick Blue. Nick says that the new kit is a disgrace. Bad enough for playing with that number 3. Yeah, I get it. I get your argument. Kachila, yet it's Nick's birthday. Told you twice. Told you slow down. What happened to his panel invitee? No, yeah, you can't ask me that. Nick cannot come on all the time. If you notice, I've changed the days which every panelist comes up. If you notice that, so don't try to cause confusion here or make Nick feel like I'm intentionally not sending him the link. Not everybody comes on every day. I've changed the format, and again, gradually I will change it to the format of only 2 panelists at a time. We started from 6, but in most cases we'll have 6. So please start making comments that will make anybody feel like they're being isolated for or some reason or the other. I agree, Richard. Again, it's nonsense, but one thing about the shirt, again, as usual, people will start to grow into it when they start buying it. Again, we'll see what happens. Hey, thanks so much, Coach, and everyone. Yes, I am 65 today. Yep, you're a year, Nick is a year wiser. That's how I see it. Thanks again to everyone, every single one of you. Thank you very much. And I hope, remember, Nick has a channel. Again, we're planning the launch of his channel, but Ade is a Nigerian who's also starting the channel with Nick Blue. They're having a bit of issues. Once they sort it out and that they need some training, the launch, I will be there, and I think other panelists will be there too to help make it big. And my plan is to transfer traffic from here to Nick Blue's YouTube channel. But again, things are still being put in place so that the channel is well branded. But that's, by the way, I asked the question because you told him you would send it not to. Did I say that today? If my apologies, it's just me being in a rush. Okay, I understand that. I'm coming back to the panel now. Matt, let's talk about the Ronaldo links. It's picking up pace. There's no way to tell whether everything we're hearing or things we're hearing are in fact the truth. There's a chance they are all absolute doo-doo. Your thoughts that the fact that Manchester United are expecting us to come with a bid and that Chelsea are preparing a £14 million a bid for the player. Your thoughts on that? Do you think it's the truth or do you think it's just nonsense?
So I think it's a great signing if we get it, but on the rumors, I've heard Tuchel wants him. I've heard he's approved of the signing. 14 million.
And haven't you also heard that Tuchel doesn't want him?
Oh, I don't know that. I just saw someone send me a tweet saying Tuchel's approved of him. Again, we don't know what Tuchel wants, but he doesn't. But let's say he does, I guess, because Boehly would 100% take him. The market he will bring in is absolutely crazy. Making more money, more investments to that new stadium that everyone wants. So I think Ronaldo will be a great deal for him. The rumors are a bit shady. As you said, it's a bit all over the place. 14 million. It's a bit low, I would say. I think it's great if it's true. But it's just a bit too low and I think a bit too unrealistic. I thought, I don't know if the Glazers, because I was talking to Terry last week about this, and he was telling me that the Glazers never wanted Ronaldo. That, as much as it was for the PR, they never really wanted him. They only got him because of the City hijacked, and the fans didn't want City going to Ronaldo going to City. So the Glazers want to get rid of him to say to the fans, like, look, we didn't want Ronaldo. Look how bad he's treated us, blah, 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 blah. So the Glazers, I think, want him out as soon as possible. So that's why I think they're lowballing it for him. I think that's why, they're allowing him to take a wage cut. They're allowing him to skip training. It's because the Glazers don't want him, because the Glazers want to prove a point to the fans that they never wanted him and they were right in the first place. That's how bad their ownership is. So I would 100% take him. I think he fits us perfectly. He's a goal scorer.
How does he fit you perfectly, Matt? I wanted this fight with you. How does Ronaldo fit? Can you explain how he fits us perfectly? I really do want to know.
Because we play 4-3-3. We have a proper striker who can get the ball and put in the back of the net, who can score from outside the box, who can still dribble and take on players, who can aerial 4 meters in the air. This guy is the second best player in the world. Messi first. Messi better. But Cristiano Ronaldo is still a fantastic player. We mustn't forget who this player is, coach. This is Cristiano Ronaldo. This guy's work rate is one of the, I grew up watching Messi, loving Messi, but I always respected his work rate. He wants to be the best. He wants to win a trophy. He wants to get more Ballon d'Ors.
Didn't he want that in Manchester United?
Exactly. So he went to Manchester United because why? He thought he could regain his legacy. but he didn't know how garbage they were. No one was going to predict how bad Manchester United. I predicted Manchester United to finish second.
Can we talk about this, Matt? Let me quickly say something. You're talking about Manchester United. How many goals did they score?
Yeah, that's why he wants to leave. He wasn't predicting that.
No. How many goals did they score, Matt? How many?
He scored 16.
Who created those chances for him?
Himself. Because then he has no one there.
Bruno he created the 24 goals chances by himself.
I didn't watch every 16 goals.
Here's my argument. He scored a lot of them. He scored how many goals? He scored 24 goals plus, or I don't know how many.
Oh, so they 16 in the Premier League. I know the 24 overall. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, take in what happened to all the strikers when he arrived. Look at Juventus. Look at Manchester United. That is just my argument. This guy, wherever he plays, since his first Manchester United stint, it's always been about him. It has always been about how many goals he can score, whether subconsciously or by design. He will create a problem if it comes to us. And given how much he will be on, if after a year he doesn't perform, Thomas Tuchel will be in trouble.
Why would he? Bobby would love that. Bobby would love a Cristiano Ronaldo as a team. Like, he would love the PR it gives him. Imagine signing Cristiano Ronaldo in your first year as being an ownership at a Chelsea Football Club. You know how much he gets respected? Despite how good or bad the player is, he'll get respected for it. And Cristiano Ronaldo, as head coach, this guy, you can say he gets the spotlight. Why does he get it? Because he's better than everyone else. It's not our fault that he's better than Havertz, he's better than Mount. It's not our fault. He's better than everyone. And why he's better? Because he puts in the work. He's 37 and he's still putting in the work.
That's where I'm asking you, because of who he is, because of Matt, look at the thing. Because of who Cristiano Ronaldo is, because of his name alone, there's a chance once he comes into the Chelsea dressing room, whether by design or subconsciously, it will be all about him. And that can affect the way the team. But that's an argument for another day.
No, I just quickly want to answer this as well. Just quickly, Coach, to that, because it's a good point. Like, I understand your point, but I look at the other point and I go, well, Manchester United, the whole team didn't have dessert because Cristiano Ronaldo didn't. Imagine the influence he has on these youngsters. Like Cristiano Ronaldo came 10 minutes early to training. So, the next day, Alea came early. All these other guys came early because they get influenced off him. This is massive for us. Imagine Mason Mount, Havertz learning off one of the best finishers in the world. That's who we want. All right, yeah, his ego goes to the roof. But why does it go to the roof? Because of what the media presents and what he's done. He's one of the best players in the world. He's achieved trophies none of our players will ever get.
Just one more point before we move ahead from the Cristiano Ronaldo story. Again, you remember under Ole, he was practically on a passenger in most games on the pitch, and Ole couldn't remove him. And if you remember, another point again, if you know how we play, Thomas Tuchel likes his attackers to start pressing from the front. Will he do that? No. Which on its own, that point on its own means we must change the way we play to accommodate him, or it gets worse. But that's, by the way, I will come back.
People say he presses. But but when have we seen Havertz press? When did we see Havertz was never
Havertz presses very well. Are you not paying attention, Matt? He presses very well.
Hang on. I'm not saying he doesn't press, but have you seen Ronaldo? Ronaldo presses, not all the time. You're not going to run like a headless chicken, right? Havertz, that's why I like Havertz. He doesn't do that. He doesn't run like a headless chicken. He presses when it's needed. Ronaldo doesn't do that either. Ronaldo doesn't just run around like a headless chicken pressing. He knows how to read the game. He knows how to read the game. He's not going to press.
Let him drop. Let him drop. Then you come in.
If you see centre backs passing to each other, you're not just going to chase the centre backs. You're going to stand 3-4 meters behind because they're just going to keep passing each other. So that's the thing with strikers. People expect them, like Timo Werner, when he was playing striker under Lampard, people go, "Oh, I love how he presses." He's pressing because he's running like a headless chicken because he's just running around the whole pitch. That's not smart. That's not smart. Running around like a headless chicken is not a smart move. The smart move is pressing from behind, knowing where the ball's going to go next. He's just not going to waste his energy just running around like a headless chicken.
All right, I get your argument, but I think let's leave that argument for another day. Deals quickly. Do you want to add anything to that before we move ahead?
Yeah, I think with Ronaldo, if he was to come into Chelsea, he's gonna want everything to be about him. This is my problem with Ronaldo. If he comes in, he's going to want us to feed him the ball so much. He's not going to want to be doing work around the pitch for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This guy
wants to win trophies. Thank you for that.
Just quickly, trophies. If he wants to win trophies.
Just quickly, even before we move ahead, one of Chester's perspective, a family member, Liam Lane. I reached out because I haven't seen him in a while, and usually, truthfully, deep down, I'm usually concerned when I don't see one of our members, not because of their contributions. My concern is usually to find out whether they're doing well or not. I reached out to Liam Lane, and I asked him, Liam, I hope you're okay. He says, hi, Kuchila, very ill at the moment with COVID. It finally got me after 3 years battling to avoid it over. Again, I'm not going to mention everything he says that, please God, I should be okay again in a few days. Thank you for checking in. I really appreciate that. So again, if you're in the chat, please, I know probably, again, he's able to type. If he was watching, he'd say he's watching. If you believe in if you believe in higher power, please just say a little prayer in the chat for Liam Lane to get better. He's one of us and always one of the first to come and leave a comment in the chat. But right now, he's very ill with COVID. And again, he has a condition that doesn't make it easier for him. He even says, please, God, I should be okay again. So if you're watching, take a second to say a little prayer for Liam Lane so that he gets better. He is one of us, and we love him here. He's actually one of the most jovial, one of the most respectful. Doesn't get, even if he disagrees with you in a very, very, that's great. That is in a way that gets him a piece. He'd come across and say, look, respectfully, I want to say this to you. This, I don't think is the case again, but keep praying for Liam Lane and let God protect him and heal him. I hope he, as he said, please God, I hope I'll be okay again. I strongly believe he will be okay. Again, we need such nice people, not just because they will come and be part of the show, because really with them, the world is a better place. Again, thank you very much. Again, the coolest says, yeah, Nick, I can help you for your channel. Again, as soon as says, thank you, Tobago. Everybody can, if you can help Nick the best way you can. He has helped a lot of channels. He's helped this channel. He's helped a couple of other channels. Again, he's one of the most passionate Chelsea fans I've ever known. But we're not perfect. Sometimes our passion can come across, and emotions can come across and cause to some people the wrong way and cause a lot of problems. Nick Blue, I need to take you out for your birthday. More blessed birthday. Again, so much love there. I like to see that. Again, says, and thank you, Coach, and everyone for coming on. Yep. Again, if you haven't, go check out the coolest shows. And thank you. Again, that's Tobago's YouTube channel. He launched the other day. I was there. Bobby was there. Declare was there, and a few others were there too. And the young will choose us over Manchester United. You think? Let us know why you think so. Yeah, I agree. Manchester United got him back just to block his move to Manchester City. That may well have been the case. Edward Elachi, thank you. Just mentioning it. The same for me. Thanks again. Yep, again, thank you again. A very happy birthday to Nick Blue, who become a year smarter today. Numbers, age ain't nothing but a number. People forget this shirt thing. We get £10, the money Nike pay up front, buys them the right, to take the bulk of sales. But again, we still get some. That's just the thing. Again, I'm going to come back to the panel, Matt. You and I haven't talked about the Raheem Sterling, the imminent arrival of Raheem Sterling, because we have every right to see it like that, because it's looking likely that he's going to join us soon. Have I asked you that question? Do you think it will happen really deep down, or are you still concerned? I don't know if I've asked you that before.
I'm not sure, but I think it's a done deal. I said this at the start of my own will, but I said I think Sterling's a done deal. I think it'll get done. A couple of days. I think Friday we heard we made the new the jersey is announced. So I think Sterling will be with the new jersey very, very soon. I've said Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's see if it happens.
Did I lose you, Matt?
No, that was it. Because I already spoke about it at the start.
Okay. How about you? Again, Nick, while you're there, if you're watching, please send me the link to your channel. I'm going to search it again. Maybe the name is not, I don't know if isn't well integrated into the YouTube engine yet, because every time I search, because it's called The Real Chelsea. But that's, by the way, deals, while I wait for Nick to send me the link of his channel, let me share it, because Tayo here is asking for it. I'll still also search for it. Deals, your thoughts on the Raheem Sterling deal? When do you think it will be announced? Because, well, that's why we have this picture here. We're watching and waiting for the announcement.
Well, he's in Jamaica right now. I think it's going to be announced tomorrow. More
Oh,
likely.
he's on holiday.
Yeah, he's in holiday. He's in Jamaica. So, yeah, I reckon Friday, possibly.
And how many goals do you think he will score for us if he comes to us?
I think he will score roughly 15, 16, roughly around that range, I reckon.
Yeah, again, let me say something quickly here. Nick, I said Arsenal to sign Eden Hazard at this window is crazy. That will never happen. I don't think it'd go there. Tayo, again, this is not, no, it cannot be Chelsea at youtube.com. That's not the correct link. I think if I find it, I'll save it somewhere else so I don't lose it. Because I've been there before, but because I got a notification that you released the video, that was how I was able to, to find it. Let me start with you, Matt. What type of formation do you think we should deploy to get the best out of Raheem Sterling and whoever that he's paired with, even his, what type of just a structure? What structure should we deploy to when Raheem joins us to get the best out of the player?
I think it's going to have to be left wing. I don't think we force him to be a striker. I don't think we force him to play as an 8. I think we pop him in his natural position as a winger.
Yep.
As I said, I think if he comes in, we go to a 4-3-3 if we don't get a lot of defenders in as well. Again, bringing in Frankie de Jong, which I don't see happening, will make us much easier into a 4-3-3 suitable. But if we do play 3-4-3, they can work as well. So whatever we play, he just has to be playing on the wings, get as wide as possible, feed him the ball down the wing, chase it. It's a massive upgrade from what we've had, from having Timo Werner on that side and out of form Pulisic. I think I was despising Raheem Sterling about a month ago, but I was like, I'm not interested. I think we're signing Finnish players, but again, we look at it, and this guy's had better stats than any one of our attackers that has ever had. And I think he's very underrated. I remember watching him for years and years and years, and I look back on it and I go, why would it be a Finnish player? This guy's just getting started. He's been in the Premier League his whole life. Now it's time to win him some more trophies in a better, I would say better team, but we don't even have a team at the moment. So yeah.
Again, I think we should just be patient with Nick. We have a lot of the stuff to take care of, even the device to use for the streaming and all that. And Day is trying to change the network so he has a better network to be able to stream process the stream very well. Right now we have 89 people watching and 150 likes. We need 15 more likes to get to 200. 200 is the target, and we still have quite some minutes to go before the end of the show. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video so that you can help us reach the target. Sterling might do the medical tomorrow. Then Saturday, he goes to America with us. I hope that happens. What about, you mean Ronaldo? Again, we're hearing that Chelsea are preparing to put in a £14 million bid, and that United are expecting a bid to come to Chelsea Football Club. So if you're watching right now, please take a second. To like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That will go a long way. And also drop your questions in the chat, because at this point we're looking for questions and contributions in the chat to address. And I know Matt and Dales are capable to help me do that. Ronaldo, yes, I've answered your question. It will launch soon, and it's going to be big. And the plan will be to drive traffic here. We'll set it up in a way so that whenever, if they set up a stream after Chelsea's Perspective, as the show ends on Chelsea's Perspective, people will be automatically redirected to Nick's YouTube channel. That's how that works. This is Nick's channel. This is the link here. I think Tobago has provided the link. Please take a second, copy it, go check it out at this moment. Even though it isn't that ready yet, you can still subscribe. That will be appreciated if you can do that. Henry says, Ronaldo de Jong is a great signing. Again, that's the argument. If they come, I will support them. Again, thank you very much for sharing that, Tobago. I appreciate that. My channel, okay, is it yours or Nick's channel? Which one did you share? both links look the same. Even the first one and the second one look the same. So check the links you're sharing because you shared the first one and you shared Nick's channel. You shared the second one. You said your channel. So please be short, be specific. Type link. For instance, if you type Nick's channel, you put the link. Just do it that way. Again, thank you very much. Again, if you are in the chat, let us know if you have any question. We will try to address it. Deals. I'm coming back to the panel. Do you have any updates for us?
For what?
Any updates? Any transfer updates for us? Do you have any updates for us?
I saw a feed on Vince. He said that that we're chasing Ligt and De Jong to be partnership again. What's your take on that?
I think I think Matt has already talked about it. I think it will be a good sign, and that on its own, gives the Chelsea activities in the window around 60-70% because it will be a brilliant sign that both they understand each other very well, and I'm sure Chelsea fans will want to see that happen. Not just me. I like both players. They're both very versatile. You heard Matt when he talked about how De Jong was able to play in the centre back position for Barcelona, and he did quite well. Again, we're learning also, as you can see on the screen, Chelsea's interest in Koulibaly remains strong, especially since Matheus Ligt could prefer a move to Bayern. Napoli have therefore improved the terms. Again, it's the transfer. It's so much deals are hanging in the balance because I think you could say Barcelona. In this case, I think we could. I think there's a chance Juventus strikes a deal with Chelsea because we've already put out, given Koulibaly an offer that I think none of the club has matched at this point. But the biggest problem we're going to have there is that Koulibaly himself doesn't want to remain in Italy. So that makes us, bringing it up on the table, negotiation table with Juventus. It will not make sense at all. But that's, by the way, again, I'm going to be looking for questions in the chat. If I don't see too many questions, sorry, go ahead. You wanted to say something, Matt?
Yeah, just say quickly Koulibaly. I think just Napoli have always been that team. They're just too stressful to deal with. We're going for these two stressful teams to deal with. I don't see Napoli letting him go. When they let him go, I don't think that they let him go when what's it called? United were going to offer 85 million for him. Will they let him go now? I hope so, but I don't think it happens. I think we go for Ligt and Kounde as our options. I do want someone who has the experience. I do want a Koulibaly, but I don't see it happening. I hope it does. I hope he can continue pushing it. But as the tweet that was from before, Laporta just quickly said that they wanted to and what's this?
Have you both realized something? That
What?
if we missed out on Ligt, we could go for Kimpembe, or we got Kounde, so we got options. It's not like if we miss out on one player, we haven't got no options. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that we're in a good space of transfer lists at the moment.
I think it is good. I think that's good having varying numbers. Now it's just the point, like, let's get this done. Like, as I said, I'm all for Ake. I would prefer Ake over Kimpembe. I said that Ake and Kimpembe on the same level, but we need still two more class centre backs to first get in, and then we can go for these guys. So let's get it done. We've got preseason coming in 2 days. They're gonna, Coach is gonna go watch them next week. It's like he wants to watch some of the new players. We're not gonna get any of these new players in because it's just taking too long. For me, Coach Hill, I don't know where you still stand, because I remember you asked me this at the start of the stream, and I said I'm feeling a bit positive. But I remember when I said 16th of July, if we're still having this conversation and we haven't still signed any players, is that when we start worrying? And you said, yeah, we should. So I don't know. Would we start worrying next week if we're in America and we've only signed Sterling?
I don't into the transfer window shots, but I think we'll be fine, Matt. And I think you've realized that too, given how optimistic you sounded when we started the show. But that's, by the way, again, here's and Sako Manganye says people who say players are going to learn from CR7, but name one player at United and Juve that learned from him. Rather, you could argue they were questioned. Matt, you talk about this one.
Oh, hang on. They learned of him in the minor details. As I said, He stopped eating dessert at dinner. What everyone do? Stopped eating dessert. He came 10 minutes early to training. What everyone do? Come 20 minutes early to train next day. It's the minor things that happen. Obviously, does he influence them on the pitch? Yes. But he doesn't change their life. He doesn't go, I'm going to use my spirit to make you a better player. No, he does these minor changes that help these players. If we've got talent like Mason Mount, like Havertz, like everyone proclaims that we have, wouldn't they work much better under a better influence? Like these players you guys are talking about, these are Man United players. They're garbage players. I thought we have the best youngsters in the world. We got the best, we got Cobham FC. If we've got this Cobham FC, the best influence to have under them is Ronaldo. He's the one who wants to win trophies. He's the one who wants to work. He wants to work. He wants to win trophies. He wants to do this. Lukaku, he was a nobody. How are they supposed to learn off Lukaku? And we don't have a leader in the dressing room. We don't have anyone go in the dressing room and take any accountability. We don't have any of that leadership. Our only leadership is this guy right here living for a sore stomach. So we need someone who has influence on his other players. And Ronaldo's going to be the perfect job.
You sure Thiago Silva ain't a leader though? I think he's a leader.
100%.
Proper leader. Yeah,
I think Thiago Silva's a problem, but I don't think he does it as much as he does it for Brazil and Paris Saint-Germain. I just don't see it. I think he does, but I don't see the same consistency level for Brazil and Paris Saint-Germain when he was there. But he's still a leader, but he's 37, man. He's done. We need someone new coming. The Ligt, perfect leader.
No, he's not done, Matt. Here's why I say he's not done.
He's not going to play 38 games next season.
It's not about how many games he plays. It's not about how many games he gets to play. That's why even Cesar at this point, it's not about how many games he gets to play if he stays. It's his influence on the team overall. He doesn't need to be on the pitch to impact, the behavior of players. He's won everything. Him speaking alone, speaking in the dressing room, could go as far as helping the team win games. That's why one of my videos that first got 4,000 plus. My argument was Chelsea should aim to keep Thiago Silva even beyond his playing career, maybe 100%. In the capacity of a player coach or as a coach, actually. As one of the coaches at the club, that will go a long way. His pedigree alone will go. Remember when you interviewed Reece James, when he was interviewed, who's had the most impact on him as a player at Chelsea? He mentioned Thiago Silva. And he hasn't even stayed up to a year then. So again, his pedigree as a player, he's won everything except the World Cup. So that he doesn't have to play he doesn't even have to play any game to influence the behavior of players or the performance of players on the pitch. Him being around alone is important. That's why I argued. That's why probably Chelsea are fighting to keep Cesar Azpilicueta. His influence on and off the pitch, not necessarily because of how many games he gets to play. You get my point now.
I don't see Azpilicueta as any captaincy in him. I don't think he's a captain.
Again, he doesn't have to be that vocal. Maybe because that's that story type.
It's not about vocal. It's about just your body language and your positioning, your control, it's just I don't see an Azpilicueta. I could see in Thiago Silva, but as I said, people try to Thiago Silva is not going to play 38 games next season. Jorginho's not going to play 38 games next season because these guys are getting old. Like it or not, Thiago Silva is going to be a rotational player next season. Right? I don't expect him to be this big leader. He is a leader. He has so much influence off these guys as well. But we're comparing Ronaldo to Thiago Silva. No disrespect to Thiago Silva. But Ronaldo's won 5 battles. Like Ronaldo's been in the media. He's been in the news for centuries. He's been here. Thiago Silva's been there, but he hasn't been as big as Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course not. So I'm comparing. Having these two comparing is just inaccurate. Thiago Silva influenced our team. Of course, he's great. We will love him. Keep him as long as we can. I never want him to leave. But realistically, he will one day. But Ronaldo influences the whole team as a whole. He's won 5 Ballon d'Ors. He still wants to win trophies. He still wants to go hard. Imagine what he can bring to the table with our growing attackers. So we'll see what happens there. De Ligt is my preference of a captain. I've always said you bring De Ligt, he gets confidence, he gets control of a dressing room. He's going to be your new leader. And we can have what's better, coach, having one leader or having Xavi, Pulo, PK, Remark, having multiple leaders in one team. That's what I want to build. I want to build a team where
that was my argument. I had to come in. Here's why I made that argument, because she said Thiago Silva is done. That's where I had to come in. I'm not arguing. We need leaders. We need leaders in all departments on the pitch. It's as simple as that.
Coach, he's not going to be a starting player in every single game. He's not going to play 55 games next season. He's not going to play it. We forced him too much. He's not going to play it. He'll play. He'll play the big FA Cup game.
Man,
play the big
we're not arguing about how many games he gets to play.
But I never said he's done. No, I would know because you said I said he was done. I said
you said that. Or maybe
he's done as a starting player. He's done as a starting player. He's done as a starting player. I never said he's finished as a player.
Exactly. If that's what you mean,
he's not going to be playing a full season. That's what I was getting at. That he's
there's no way that happens.
Being a full season. We have no choice. This guy's to be 39. How can we play this guy for 50 games?
Let me quickly, let me quickly catch up with the chat. We have 89 people watching and we have 155 likes, which means we need just 45 more to get to our target, which is 200 likes. And I know we can do that by the time the show ends. So please keep liking the video if you haven't. That will go a long way. CR7 is too old to fight in the front for Chelsea to give us what we want. Again, it's not about the age for me. There are other factors that I've looked at, and I don't. For me personally, again, my opinion, it doesn't. My opinion doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, if Thomas Tuchel wants him, the club will get him. There are other reasons why I said I don't want him at the club. Again, keep liking the video, people. We still have 86 people watching, and we're shooting for 200 likes. We can get there. 157 likes right now, which means we need just 43 more to get to 200 likes. Like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And we're here. This the part of the title is Raheem Sterling announcement watch. So again, if you see anything happen with the medical or anything, a lot of us would like to talk about it here. Here Tobago says a question: do you think Chelsea should pay 90 to 100 million for the Ligt? Again, I don't think so, but it remains to be seen. I don't think Chelsea will pay that much money. If they really want him, it may well go up to 80, but we'll see what happens there. The CR7, I've read that one. I don't care about the age. Lucas asking questions. I know what he's talking about. I am pretty sure I mentioned delete the young being a part of the spine. Yep, you talked about that like 3 times. Again, nobody's taking that away. That's probably why maybe you mentioned it was the reason why I started thinking about, whoa, that would be a good spine for it. That is, they will make, they would define it if you prefer the spine of the team for us if we get them both. Koulibaly, Kounde, Kimpembe, again, KKK part is what, yeah, it makes sense, but KKK means something else to me. When are they going to announce Sterling? We're not sure. He hasn't had the medical, and that comes. The announcement comes after the medical. Transfer window shuts on September 4th, so there's still quite a long way to go. So again, that's why we preach that you calm down and take it easy. Matt is a Ronaldo fanboy. We know that. We don't.
I'm a Messi fanboy. I've never liked Ronaldo growing up, so yeah.
Okay, Ronaldo is a diva and will stunt the growth of our young players. You could argue that. Again, let me see if there's anything else to read here. Tayo, what is a fire for? Matt, okay, attacking Aspie. You out of all that, but do you necessarily have to say shut up? I don't think so. Again, True Blue boy or man, again, I'm not going to read that. It's just a conversation between those in the chat. Viola, you're right. Anything else to read here? Is it possible to jump on? If you want to jump on, message me via Twitter and you get the link. Again, I've decided there are a number of people. People have days that you see them. You're not going to see a single individual every day on the channel. That will be difficult to happen. I think there will be a few exceptions. I must let you know. Everyone has his or her own opinion, and we are all entitled to our opinion. Again, I've told you if you want to try make your voice heard here, jump on. You have to hit me up on Twitter. You cannot attack Aspie, our great legend. Again,
no one's attacking him. No one's attacking him. You guys don't listen. All I said is he's not fit to be a captain. Unless he was a bad player. There's a difference between being a captain and being a player. Of course, he's a legend. He goes in the books. No one said he wasn't a legend. So just understand, guys. Understand.
Yeah, and that's how you get. Yeah, you get on the panel. Ask via Twitter, and you will get the link. So I'm gonna come back to the panel again. Any update from any of you guys at this point?
Nope.
Okay, man, let me ask this question because we have just 8 minutes to get to the hour mark where we start rounding up. You give me your preferred, the defenders you would really want the club to bring in, and do you think they're working on it, or are you concerned?
I'm very, very concerned on the Kounde deal. I think Kounde would be one of our best centre backs coming. People don't see the hype. Okay, it's on you. But I really see it. I think Kounde's fantastic centre back. I think it's class. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm very scared. I'll be honest. I've been saying Kounde's been a done deal since last summer when I was saying, oh yeah, he's coming, and he was coming. And then the last day, Sevilla transferred. So Sevilla changed it. So they're doing the same thing now. Sevilla changing the goalpost. They're changing the price. We'll see what happens with this. I'm very nervous to see what happens. I'm not sure if Tuchel maybe doesn't want him anymore. I'm not sure if we're even in the race for him anymore. I don't know what's happening. No news has been reported on it. And this poor guy's going to go back and he's going to cry on his Instagram page because he's going to be stuck at a club he doesn't want to play at for another year. So I want Kounde.
Here's something. Let me come in quickly. And so you let me know what you think about that. We heard the rumors that he wasn't Tuchel's suggestion. I don't believe that for a second. And then we're hearing now.
London.
Yeah, he was in London. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's coming to Chelsea. Yeah. So, but again, Matt, what I want to say again is that then we're hearing now. I think it is from Simon Phillips that we're back again. We're trying to wrap up the deal as soon as possible. Your thoughts?
I hope that's true. I hope we do wrap it up. It has to be done ASAP. It has to be done as soon as possible because I don't want this stolen. This coach, I'm telling you, this is a player I want done as soon as possible. I don't want any playing around with this player. This player needs to get done. Needs to come in as soon as possible. I don't want no August because we can become in August. Sevilla will just change the price again like they did last season because they're sick of it. Sevilla are one of the worst clubs. I hate them, man. I hate these La Liga clubs this season. I don't know what they're doing. But they're just annoying. They just piss me off. So I want us to get this done ASAP so we can get him in because I'm telling you, if we keep stalling or whatever side it's on, like I don't even know what side we're on for him. Are we bidding? Are they bidding? I don't even know. So I do think Tuchel is 100% in for him. He's been in him since he was at the PSG days. Last season we were in for him. Then they changed it. So I really want a Kounde. I really want to do Ligt. I think that two partnerships, the young partnerships, they'll learn under Thiago Silva. As you said, coach, you want Thiago Silva for a long run. These two young boys will come and they'll provide what they've done for their teams. They'll come and provide it for our team, and they'll give us some trophies. So get them two in. Koulibaly, I don't mind it as well. So, but my preference is a Ligt.
So you're saying Kounde, Koulibaly, and who again?
Well, I've just said Kounde. I only think we get two. But if we say we get three, I would like a Ligt, Koulibaly, Kounde.
I think again, there's a chance. Actually, there's a chance Chelsea are looking to get both Kounde and Ligt. That's a chance.
I think we are because Kounde is more of a right-handed player, while Ligt's on the left. I think it's more. Are we getting Ligt and Koulibaly? I think it's more Ligt and Koulibaly. I think it's one on one. I don't think we get both. I think it's one. Ligt or Koulibaly. I think they're the players that they're trying to match. I don't think it's Ligt or Kounde. I think it's Ligt and Koulibaly that are going to be fighting for Tuchel's trust, I guess.
Yeah, I get your argument. Deals, can you give us your three options if you're to be? That is, if the choices come down to you.
Three options.
Yes, centre backs.
Looking at the situation right now. So Levi Colwell. You never know what he does in preseason, and he could be the Chalobah what happened last season with Tuchel. Remember when he built it in Chalobah and no one was talking about Levi Colwell. So I think depending on how Levi Colwell does in preseason, I think that he could be invited into the centre back role, but I don't know about that one. So I feel if we're picking three. I feel that it could be Kounde, Ligt, and Kimpembe.
Okay, we'll see what happens. And here, Samuel Dako says, to be honest, are you sure we need Ronaldo? To me, I'm not sure, but Matt thinks otherwise, and he has every right
I'll
to
say
so.
Coach. I'll say, I understand why people don't want Ronaldo. It makes sense. I understand why. So, I'll just say that.
Yep, I understand that too. It says at least I didn't swear. Matt shush. That's hilarious. He had a great captain, leader again.
Yeah, good on him. If that's what you think a captain is, I don't know if you watched old school football, and you're probably older than me, and you should have.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Matt. You were saying something. So
No, I was
style, I
I
don't,
the way
I
the
don't
way I
want.
see captains is much differently to I think what a lot of people see captains as. I see captains as a Pulu, as a Ramos, as these other guys. Aspilicueta
John
is
Terry.
unfortunately not a John Terry, like all them men here. You know,
No,
Keen, you
I
know, like all
think
these guys. I don't think Aspilicueta is the captain. But coach, I remember we having this argument every single stream. I said it, so I don't want to get into it too much.
yeah. Here's the thing. He's a captain, and he's an exemplary professional, and he leads too. Is he my ideal type of leader that I'd like to have on the pitch? No. Different captains lead differently. There are captains that are very vocal. For instance, what you get in the lead is a captain who is very, very vocal on the pitch, which is why Bayern actually looking for him. But you get my argument. So the players differ in the
100%.
way they lead. Different leader or different approach to leadership. Triple says Tuchel scouted Kounde for PSG. Media was started. Oh, I see. So again, that's why I said I don't think that's right.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So thank you very much for educating us on that. Triple Tuchel used a Chalobah because he had well, yeah, we use Colwell again. Chalobah was happened by accident. If you ask me, that's because the Kounde deal fell through. If you ask me, because had we signed Kounde, then even Chalobah himself would want to leave the club. He wouldn't want to stay. Samuel Dako says, "I still stand on my words. Let's bring us some of the academy players." I think that's something that will happen too. If you're in the chat, let us know quickly. I want to end this. I want to end this poll too. Do you want to see Ronaldo at Chelsea? 66% says yes, and 34% says no. Again, people differ in their opinions. But quickly, if you're in the chat, let us know the academy players you think will make it into the first team. You know how many? I don't know how many names we have there already that's in the camp with them. Again, welcome to the panel, Emperor. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sure, and I'm happy to have you on the panel here. I didn't. Let me see if you're following Chelsea Perspective first. If you're not, oh, he follows me and I haven't followed back. I sincerely do apologize for that. I hope you forgive me.
No, it's okay, coach. It's okay. Just a quick one. I know you're about to close the show, right? I just want to say,
don't worry, we're still here. We still have a few minutes to round up, so you have every right, to touch on everything you've heard us talk about, and you wanted to voice your opinion. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Just a quick one, right? On the Ronaldo issue. My problem is that a lot of Ronaldo fans love Ronaldo, and I get it. He was a don for United. He did a lot of things for football, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I look at him in this Chelsea side, and I'm like, he's going to bring the goals, but I feel like he's going to be taking the goals from our front line. Like,
Matt, did you hear that? Go ahead.
But who cares? Who cares that he's taking a goal?
I do care. We do care, Matt. We do care.
You should.
Why do we care if Ronaldo's scoring goals? Like, isn't that what we want?
No,
goals?
the problem is Ronaldo's going to get his goals.
Let him come down. Let him drop, Matt.
Can I just finish? Ronaldo's going to get his goals, right? He's going to get his goals. He's going to get like 25 plus goals. But when you look around, not everybody's going to be contributing anymore. It's always going to be about Ronaldo. If you look at the United side, before any Ronaldo, they finished second, and Bruno Fernandes was scoring, Rashford was scoring, everybody was contributing. But when he came, those goals just disappeared from everybody. Like everything was about Ronaldo, and yes, he got his goals. I don't know how many goals he got. Like I think he got like 18 in the league, if I'm not mistaken, and that's good. But look at what the club achieved. So what we're going to be doing at Chelsea is that we're going to be suing in the car park, as Steve says, and our club is just going to be going down. Like there's nobody who's going to be happy in terms of that squad unit. Like these kids are coming from a Champions League winning team. Even when Lukaku came in there, he came with the same ego of saying, I can do better. And these kids did not believe him. This is why if you look at how Chelsea played, none of Mason Mount, Reece James were passing to Lukaku just because of that ego that he came in with, right? You could see that. There was no unity in the way we were playing. And I think Ronaldo's going to be the same thing. As much as he's a don and he's one of football's greatest, He's 37 years old and he's not moving. Like, he's not going to be moving in the box the way we want him to be moving. And and his pressing is not the way that Tuchel wants him to be pressing. Like, he's just going to be taking away a lot from this Chelsea side, but his numbers are going to go up. And it's kind of useless. We're going to be going backwards, right? This is my chat with Ronaldo. Not only that, if you look at this Chelsea side, is hella unbalanced. Like, it's so scary how unbalanced it is. We have like 4 or 5 left wingers, and we have probably 4, 5, 8 like in midfield. Like, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is an 8, Mount, Kovacic, the list is long, right? And we don't even have a DM. People are saying we have to play a variation of the 4 in the next coming season, but we really need a DM to solidify that midfield. I think if we can get the balance, we can do something, and we can see the best out of our front line. Our front line suffers because our midfield cannot support them when we're trying to break down a low block, right? And throughout the whole season, you could see it. Like, our midfield are just sitting in the midfield, moving the ball sideways, just to find those breaking lines. But when they do find those breaking lines, they never make the pass. And when Sterling comes in, he's going to make the same runs as Werner, which are quite better. And one-on-one, Sterling is a good dribbler. That's the other game that's going to be positive for Chelsea, right? But the problem is that when Sterling comes in, he's going to make the same runs. But who's going to be our Kevin De Bruyne? Who's going to be our Bernardo Silva? Who's going to make those passes? There's a game against City that Cancelo made this beautiful outside pass to Sterling, and he scored. Like, he one touch finished it, a deep line run from the midfield. And Sterling has been doing that at City for years. You get what I'm saying? And at Chelsea, I'm looking around, I'm like, the only time we had a pass like that, it was Jorginho against Newcastle, and Kai Havertz put it in. But how many times have we seen Werner get frustrated, and he never gives up in making those runs? Kudos to him. But how many times is Sterling going to be frustrated making those runs, being offside, and nobody finding that pass? So in that midfield, this is why I advocate for a player like Rice, who can make a dip line pass. Yes, he has people hate him and whatnot, but he's going to give us the anchor that we need to play in a 4, so that our defenders don't get exposed if we get overrun in the midfield, because we've seen it at Chelsea. I don't know how many times this past season where our midfield gets overrun and we get like pammed, like the Brentford game. For instance.
Let me ask you this quickly. And if you don't mind, let me try and catch up with the chat quickly and come back to you. So, Matt, are you seriously asking me if I have been old school captain, even a Chelsea captain since 1970, every top captain at Ajax and the EPL and beyond? Again, I get your argument that I would welcome Ronaldo at Chelsea with open arms. I don't think he will cause any problems. You have every right to see it like that. Our finishing has been terrible since Hazard left. And again, if you remember, Hazard was perfect for us, but you could argue that at times, because we rely on Hazard so much, we weren't able to do as well as we should have done in some instances also. Again, we become more of a team when Hazard left us. Lupo, nice to see you back again. I hope you're doing well. God bless you. Watching the show from Kenya, Nairobi. Nice to see you here, my East African brother. I hope you're well. Let's also sign again at CR7. We will be, we'll see. Let's see if that happens. Rumors are that the first contact we made of Sterling was after the Champions League final. So I think we might assign either Koulibaly and Ligt or Kounde. I hope we'll sign the players that the manager wants. That's all I got to say at this point. But every name we'll hear that's linked to Chelsea, we will analyze the possibility of the player coming and whether the player would do well for us. Our system under Tuchel never gave a room for an attacking midfield. We need to switch back to accommodate. Again, I get your argument there. Says Gallagher, Gilmore, Ampadu, Kovacic, Broja, all capable of first team. Yep. It remains to be seen what Thomas Tuchel does. They're all. You could argue that, but please watch out.
Yeah,
I'm going to discuss.
I'm going to talk
with Nick later so that we can find out went the proper date to launch his channel, and we were all good together to help him launch it. You guys just know Tuchel has been consulted on Ronaldo, so if he comes, just know Tuchel has a plan on him to use. Again, we said the same thing about Romelu Lukaku. I still don't think Tuchel has been consulted about anything. I still don't think the rumors that we want Ronaldo is serious. If he comes, I will support him, but I still argue he will cause a lot of problems. I want to ask you this, Emperor, before I go to Matt, your thoughts on Ronaldo calling out his teammates' performance?
I think with Ronaldo is what he did. I think you can take it two ways, because when he called out his teammates, it's almost a borderline the same thing as what Lukaku did. In a way, he just called out Tuchel for the way we play, and Ronaldo. People are saying he's going to come in here, he's going to be all this positive. Ronaldo's selfish, like guys, like. The reason Ronaldo's at where he's at, it's because it's all about Ronaldo. And the first couple of games where things are not going for Ronaldo and Tuchel's not breaking his system to provide for Ronaldo, it's just going to go left. And this is where he's going to be sulking on the bench in a World Cup year. Okay, I don't think Portugal are in the World Cup, but like he's going to be sulking on the bench, and it's just going to create havoc amongst the kids. And this where will be the motivation? Like all these kids are going to be looking at Ronaldo like, bro, why are you sulking? Like you are Ronaldo. You're supposed to be like, I don't know if you guys remember Giroud. Like Giroud is the perfect example of somebody who motivates the young kids. Like Giroud was benched for I don't know how long, but came on, did his job, and went back to the bench and shut up, and he scored goals. That's it every time. So I'm like, Ronaldo's not going to do that. He's thinking about, I need to get 20 goals, so chances of getting a Ballon d'Or again. My brand is falling off. I'm trying to get the bag. My years are not my years anymore. I'm pushing 40. So playing in the Champions League. And I don't get this chat of him saying he wants to play in the Champions League when he got him into this situation to begin with. It's not like he was not part of the squad. Like, I don't get that argument. Bro, play your Europa League with United. It's your team. Like, these are the players and the fans that love you the most. At Chelsea, you're gonna get the love, but not the way that you get it from Real Madrid fans and United fan base. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, you're very, very articulate with your points. And again, I appreciate you coming into the panel, and I hope to have you on whenever your time allows. Again, I've made you a moderator also. Again, I appreciate your input. I think we have just a few minutes to round off. Matt, I want to get your thoughts. I know you're a big supporter of Ronaldo coming to Chelsea Football Club, but what do you think? What do you really think of him calling out his teammates in public?
You know, Coach, we live in this world where it's like sugar-coated by everything, and his players are absolutely horrendous. I don't blame him for coming out. I never said, even with the Lukaku shit, even with the Lukaku stuff, I never disregarded the fact that he said the truth. I just disregarded the fact that he said we never found a way to, play around his style, which we did. So he lied. But is Ronaldo lying? No, he's telling the truth. Because it shows he wants to win. It shows he wants to be in the best team. It shows he wants to win more. It shows how urgency he is to win a game with this team. How much he loves Manchester United. He loves Manchester United. He hates his team in this position. But again, you can call it narcissistic or whatever. But being a narcissist isn't bad. He's going to think of what he feels is best, and it's whatever he does, whatever he wants to win is best. He doesn't care about teams. Like he's not going to come to Chelsea and make Chelsea his new home, his new love. He's going to come to Chelsea and he's going to get the job done. That's all we need from players. We don't need players kissing the badges. We don't need players saying how much they love the team. We need players to come and get the job done. Ronaldo's the type of player to come in and get that job done, right? I don't care if we don't get Ronaldo. Like I'm fine with us, going on to another player. I'm fine with that. I just feel Ronaldo would have a great sense of work rate, which he can influence other players surrounding him. And as you said, Coach, saying how he disregards some of his teammates, it's the truth. He was working quite hard, and some of his teammates weren't doing their best. Is it the best to put it in public? It's up to him to decide. He decided to put it in public. You know,
No, man, that's not up to him to decide.
Yes, it is.
We as a society, now,
It's
no,
him.
he decides to do it. We as a society, we decide that is we have what we know. What you could call it ethics. We have things also we look at even without a law in place. There are unwritten rules that says this behavior is bad. It's not okay. You said divisive behavior. Do you know how that will affect those young players? But how would Ronaldo himself feel if a manager calls him out in public? Has Ronaldo been perfect or that's put up 150% every time he plays? No, there are games he sucked at.
As I said, he dictates how he wants to say it. We dictate how we want to view it. I don't care. Like if he says that, you know, as you said, coach, yes, it could influence the players very badly. Like, you know, their heads go down, their heads drop. There's obviously positives, there's obviously negatives. As I said, let's dictate what we view it. I said I view it as something that he's just a player who wants to win. He wants the best for himself. He wants the best for the team. You know, he's gonna come if he's angry. He's gonna come out and say it. There's nothing wrong with that. Is that illegal to say it? No. He has his all right to say what he wants, and we have our right to dictate it. Obviously, you would dictate it in an negative way, which I do as well. You know, to the extent. You know, so it's okay to come out and say the truth, but again, it isn't all right to say and put these people's heads down. But it goes 50-50. As I say, coach, Ronaldo's a player who wants to individually win. He is a narcissist, as people like to call it. Being a narcissist isn't bad. If you want to win stuff for yourself, you have to get away from your feelings.
You just said it for himself.
Exactly. He wants to win trophies for himself. So if you bring him to a club where he'll put 100% in, he's not gonna steal the ball off the ball, Mason Mount. He's gonna go so he can win a Champions League for himself. Yes, for himself.
Yeah,
and it's obviously going to be for the team.
Good argument.
Coach,
again.
Coach, if you're going to, he's going to come here. It's not going to be his new home. It's going to be his new job. If you get a new job, your main goal is to get money, but you're also helping the business by supplying your services. I don't go to work. I go, I love this place. This is my home. I go there, get my money. I do the service. You know, I don't hate on it. I don't hate on the job, but I don't love the job. I get my job done. I do it well. That's all he needs to do. I don't want him kissing the badge. I don't want him, licking me out. I don't want him to do anything. I want him to come, play in the pitch, do well, go home. That's it. And that's what he'll do. Because he wants to win. He wants to be the best. He wants another Ballon d'Or. And he'll get that at Chelsea.
Yes, I get that. Again, he wants to win. He wants to be, win the Ballon d'Or. Again, I get the argument. Again, Matt, I think we're about to round off here. I don't think there's anything else to read here. Let me see if there's something else I read. Chelsea Thomas Tuchel would be able to convince Frankie de Jong of snubbing Manchester United as they can offer Champions League football. Yeah, that's a very important thing here. John Terry Lampard, etc. Roy Keane, Postos, Vieira, etc. all called people out. But is it a good behavior? That's the argument there. I get it. People do it all the time. I don't think you don't do it in public. If you want to talk with your teammates, talk with them in the dressing room. You could say it wasn't. You could just use a general language like it wasn't a good performance from us today. Just something like that. And not do it in a way it will be clear who you're pointing at. I always agree with you, but I disagree with you if you're saying it's a good behavior to call out your teammates in public. We've all heard when, forget about Mourinho. Even Mourinho, there's a way he does it. In most cases, he tries to avoid naming a particular player. Managers, in most cases, avoid naming players. They take the heat for the players because they know how much that can affect our players' confidence. You get my argument there. Again, if Ronaldo comes, I will support him. I get it. He will score goals for us. I don't know what your argument will be if he comes and we win the Champions League and the Premier League. Wow. I already told you if he comes, I will start supporting him. And I hope he proves me wrong. That's to show you I love the club first and foremost. But if I'm just expressing my opinion, you get what I'm doing right now, gunplay. So it's not articulate because he agrees with. No, because of the way he speaks. You should know. Look, Tribute, don't sound like you don't know me. I am not into butt licking. If I disagree with you, I will let you know. If I agree with you, I will let you know. Articulate in the sense that I understood everything he said. Doesn't mean that what are you saying here? No, I'm all for you expressing yourself. Matt is articulate. You are articulate with the way you present things. If I am able to understand everything you say, you articulate. It's not because I agree with him. So stop jumping to conclusions. And you should know already, like I said, I'm not into bottling. The more you disagree with me, the more I'd like to talk with you actually, because there's something to learn. He's articulate because he was able to make his points clear. That was why I said he's articulate. So not because he agreed with me. So please don't say that again. That was a very poor Man U team. That's the argument. But that's, by the way, I get your argument. Ronaldo brings the ketchup. That's a hilarious one. Tamari Abraham just Mount etc. Did we get relegated?
No, but we came 10th. We were 10th with that.
Yeah,
so.
Matt, we don't want our players who will kiss the badge and say they love the club and then do what we see otherwise. Ronaldo is a goal scorer, and that's what Chelsea needs. The same thing we argued before we signed Romelu Lukaku, if you want to argue that. But that's, by the way, you think Messi would call out Maguire or Fred, Messi, Dembele, and Coutinho numerous occasions, and no one is talking about it. Show these guys are born winners. Again, you could argue that tomorrow, but that's, by the way, Ronaldo would destroy Chelsea, Matt. You haven't got a clue. Again, he has every right to argue what is again. I think, Matt, please, your final thoughts on everything we've talked about.
I'll just quickly say there's some breaking news as well coming in. Not really big, but it's just saying Frankie de Jong is more attracted by a move to Chelsea than United, although his main will is to stay at Barcelona. So apparently he's choosing Chelsea over Manchester United. If it is true, it's from Reveal. I've never heard this guy. He's a TikTok. What the Okay, but
like you've mentioned before, Matt, probably the Champions League will be a big factor.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Right now we have 71 people watching, and we're at 171 likes. Just 29 more likes to get to 100 likes. Hopefully we'll be able to do that by the end of the show. And the poll where I asked Ronaldo calling out his teammates a good thing, it's 50-50. 50% said no, it's a divisive behavior. 50% says yes, he wants to win. Everybody, we're all entitled to our opinions, and it's not a bad thing at all. Here the Clyde says, I was waiting for you. What Ronaldo brings is off the pitch for our young players. It's great experience to learn of, especially if Broya stays. We need a goal which no one has been able to do. We might lose intensity. Yeah, but which means you have to tweak stuff in certain areas to accommodate that, what you're missing there. That's up in other ways. Yeah, I get your argument, brother. I don't understand why people bring up Messi when the discussion is about Ronaldo. Yeah. It's difficult. It's Messi difficult. It's difficult for that not to happen. I don't need players who wouldn't love the club.
I'll say just this. Orgs, big up to Orgs, Green Turf. Everyone knows him. And he really, really showed me the light on this. And he said, and as I said before, coach, about the job, and he said, as Nick Blue said, I don't want players who wouldn't love my club. I get it. You don't want people who will kiss the badge, but this is not all about loving and feelings and emotions. It's not about that. It's about how you perform. You're here to get the job done. You get signed to get the job done. You come to the team, you get the job done. You don't need to, Lukaku loved Chelsea. He's a professional. He didn't get the job done. So be up to all who put on me that, because I think we must forget. You're coming here to do a job. You're not coming here to get a girlfriend. You're not coming here to get married. You're coming here to do a job. This is a job. It's a deal. Come and do it. And that's
Mike, quickly, your final thoughts on everything we've talked about, so we can call it a day. We've been streaming for 3 hours and 21 minutes plus, so that's a long time. But that's the way the Blue Money Show has been. And maybe when the transfer ends, we will definitely shorten the time because all the shows and the sister channel will launch very soon before the World Cup. So go ahead, Matt. Matt's your thoughts on everything we've talked about today.
Obviously, great conversation we had. Obviously, some ups and downs, but we never take it personally. It's always just arguing the argument.
That's the most important thing, not taking it personally. Go ahead, brother.
But we had some good sessions. Hopefully, we saw some positive lights regarding Chelsea. We can, obviously tomorrow, 2 days for you guys, they will fly out to the US of A to do their preseason game, which I'm looking forward to seeing the boys back on the pitch. The boys getting some more going, and obviously the best thing of all, we get to see the loanies come back. We get to see, and how they perform and how they progress, and if Tuchel wants them. So it's going to be, it's never going to be a quiet week for Chelsea regarding transfers. But we've discussed it all here today. Like, subscribe, notifications on, and Tuchel will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. UK time. And obviously,
and also,
good news.
please, more importantly,
guys,
yeah,
sorry, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, just quickly talking about loving the team. We've got Christensen right here kissing the Barcelona badge on his first day there. Supposed to be a Common legend, kissing the badge on his first day there. So
he has to do that. I think they forced them to do that in Spain. I think it's part of the presentation in Spain. You have to kiss the badge at Madrid and everything. I think they have to do that. But I get your argument. I think please go check out Matt's YouTube channel. It's called Zvoy, not Zvoly. I've mispronounced it for over 10 years now. But I hope Matt understands it's not my fault. Again, please go check out his YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe. He's one of the fastest growing YouTube channel already. The link, I've added it to the description section. You can see it there. Follow him also on Twitter if you haven't. Again, I appreciate how much he loves to come in here and support the channel. And that's why whenever I get a chance, I do go to his channel, channel also to support him. Again, we've read these. I think we've read these too. I don't need players who wouldn't love the club. Yeah, who would love themselves first of all, before anything else. Again, we need a CR7. Again, if we get him, I'll support him. Big up Green Top, a real Chelsea legend. A shout out for my brother Alex from Green Top, from Tayo A. Tayo, thank you for doing that. I love him so much. He's a brother, and I can't not forget how he helped me as a starter, and he's still helping me also. So I appreciate you mentioning his name. Rice loves the club and leave seeing the same people being against that again. And I'm not against. I don't hate Rice as a player. I've always thought maybe he's not going to fit into Thomas Tuchel's system, and I'd always feel from the player's own perspective, the place he has the chance to be a regular will be at Manchester United. But if he comes, I will support him. Samuel Darko says Xavier Simons, defensive midfielder, Ben Elliott, central midfielder, Judge Noon, central forward. All these boys are in the under-23 teams. We can give them a chance. I hope Thomas Tuchel is listening to you. And again, it remains to be seen whether he accommodated those actually who's gone out on loan and came back better. But we'll see what happens. They didn't even register him yet. What is he doing kissing the pants? That's a good question. I just don't know. And he has 430 million assists. Assists by a class. Again, after playing all smart against Chelsea, he's just gone and enslaved himself at Barca. Just because all top players call people out. Messi is another. Silva screamed Sa. It's screaming aside. It's not calling him out. He didn't come out and say Sa is the reason why we lost today or something like that. But that's, by the way, declared go back to sleep. Yeah, I don't see anything about that. He's saying tell somebody to go back to sleep. Please just keep it respectful. That's to me comes out as a joke, so that's fine. Christensen kissing the badge is comedy indeed, comedy gold. If you know. All those names are behind the Breuer, Caldwell, etc. Yep, those guys has gone out on loan, has to get the chance first. Nick Blue, go enjoy your birthday again. Yeah, I get that too. Again, Nick Blue, the rice comment was for you. Again, with that, we've come to the end of the show, and I want to say thank you to everybody. For those that have been on the panel, IBZ, Ampero, it was his first time today. I appreciate him finding time to join us. Ty also was on the panel today. And to everybody in the chat, I cannot thank you enough. Queen Joss Viola, Queen of the House, declared brother, Zero, brother and a fellow content creator, to True Blue, who's been here and also contributing great contributions from him. I appreciate all that. And again, Louise Rivera joined us late today, but thank you again. Nick Blue, thank you for all the contributions. And Samuel Darko, and everyone else who's in the chat. If I miss your name, Olu joined us today. He had the time to do so, and I appreciate that. And everyone else who was in the chat, sorry if I missed your name. I'm human after all. Hope to see you later today for the evening show or the Blue Morning show. I'm not sure I'm going to be part of the evening show. If I am, I'd be just the engineer. So thank you very much. I cannot thank you enough. God bless us all. See you all later, and bye.